evening, SRA Nation, and welcome to season number 15. Round number 1, we are back for the summer. We have got one heck of a season coming our way. All eyes will go to the gantry light. Green flag drops and we are racing. That's going to be a very, very good stop.
He's going to edge him.
We've got two generations of Ferraris going side by side.
Goes to the outside. Very late break. The outside.
What is going to happen?
What is happening?
Trying to hold on to it. 3 abreast, 4 a square.
Alexis looking racy.
He's gonna hold him tight.
Oh my God.
And we're off and away for SRA.
Yo, welcome back to SRA Division 2 Round 7. Only 2 races to go, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Anton Roshevich. I am joined once again by Donovan Colton for the 7th time this season. Donovan, how are you doing?
Doing good. I'm excited about this championship. We've got some spicy battles brewing. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that tonight.
As am I, Donovan, because we are nearing the tail end of this season. Of course, we're heading to Kent, United Kingdom at Brands Hatch, and it's going to be a night race. So, we're matching with the time zone. It's currently dark outside here in, I want to say, sunny Florida, but it's currently, like I said, it's not sunny. It's dark. But everywhere else in the world, apart from the Asian countries, is dark. So we're matching the aesthetic, so to say. I did make a mistake setting up the stream that I started streaming on my own Twitch account. So if you guys follow me on there and have notifications, I'm sorry. But we are racing at Brands Hatch this week, like I said, only 2 weeks ago, and it is December now. So I am on theme, and I got myself some hot cocoa, because it's getting cold outside. But we're heading into the tail end of the season. But Brands Hatch, it's a very tricky circuit, and obviously towards the tail end of the season, it's going to be very difficult for these drivers to having to manage around this track, especially at night. Turn 1, already a blind corner. It's going to be even more difficult to worry about in the race setting, especially following some cars. So it's going to be very difficult for these drivers heading into the first sector. Turn 2, very tricky hairpin. Of course, you don't want to overshoot it. It's very easy to overshoot it, especially on the heavy fuel loads. It's going to be a huge train with the cars falling around sector 1. Heading into turn 3, a very tricky section here. I think, Don, it's very easy to run the car out wide and get those track limits. Heading into turn 4, a very vital corner to get the straight done and dusted. The cars like the Lexus, we're going to be seeing a couple of drivers like Ethan Marvin and Dick Burn Jr. fighting for that silver championship. And we can't forget about our gold drivers. We got Brian Anderson, Amos Mova, and Paulie Hartman fighting for that gold. So there's a lot of storylines this week. Of course, D2 has been nothing short of entertaining all season long. We do have the 2 drop races, so the championship battle's only getting spicier as the time goes on. But Sector 2 doesn't get any harder, or doesn't get any easier heading to turn 5. Super fast corner. It's very easy to run wide here and possibly, lose the back end. You can dip a tire onto the grass, and that's going to be all she wrote for your race. And then heading into turn 6, another one of those corners where it's super easy to invalidate. The exit of turn 6 is very vital to get on the power early and hard on the throttle. But don't run too wide, otherwise you will pick up that very, very undesirable, that nasty drive through that nobody wants to see. Heading to turn 7, another blind corner, not so much as turn 1, but you got to get on the power early, get the braking done a little bit earlier so you can get the throttle down. Heading to the penultimate corner, turn 8, and turn 9 as well. It's a tricky circuit, Donovan. How do you manage around here?
This is not my favorite track. I'm not going to lie. I find it to be quite tricky, especially the cars that I like to drive don't seem to get along here very well. But it should be interesting in the dark. I've never driven it in the dark. I imagine it like I said, should be interesting. Tire pressures should be an interesting topic. It's easy to have those lose, especially in the dark when it's cooler. But
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's going to be a main talking point here, especially because, with the race strategy, it's not a short race, not a long race. It's 60 minutes, so right in between kind of that distance where obviously the cars don't have to refuel, but you're gonna have to very carefully manage those tires because, as Donovan mentioned, very easy to get pressure loss here. But as we head into the main talking point of the season, the driver standings. Donovan, take it away.
Yeah, so we have a pretty interesting battle going on for the top two currently. Amos Movo, had a couple rough outings and fell back a little bit, but we got 2 drop races, so he's definitely not out of this. But yeah, between Brian Anderson and Paulie Hartman, both very close together here. I think Brian might be pretty quick here too, so he's going to be one to watch out for. Going down, we have the teammates Thomas Olhausen and Filipinas Mueller. We'll talk about the team championship on the next slide, but then we got Selena Boonstra, another teammate duo, Jason Allen and Mike Gino. They have been very close to each other all season, so that's been entertaining. Kyle Barber and Matthew Higgs. Matthew was close to getting a very good position last race, but then had a little bit of a incident that put him back a bit, and that's going to be important for his team championship. Going towards the silvers, we got a very close battle between Dick Zipperburn Jr. and Ethan Marvin in very different cars, as about as different cars as you could possibly be, but they are very close to each other. So that is going to be interesting to watch as well. Going down, and P3 for the silvers is Kevin Nichols, I believe. And then, so going over to the team standings. So this is where it's super interesting. 1 point going into the second to last race here between our top 2 teams here with Brian Anderson and Matthew Higgs in the Lamborghini, and Filipinas Mueller and Thomas Olhausen in the Nissan. So Filipinas Mueller and Thomas Olhausen, they had a pretty good race last race. I mean, as well as the other 2 as well, of course. But with Brian Anderson, I don't remember, was he P2 or P3 last race? It's been 2 weeks, so I can't quite remember. But so super interesting between them. My teammate sucks, Jason Allen and Mike Gino, 100 points behind, so they're not quite in this as much unless something crazy happens. So yeah, an interesting battles here, especially with those top 2.
Yeah, I mean, like I mentioned earlier, D2 has been nothing short of entertaining this season, as the silver drivers are going on track at the moment for their quality, and we're looking at Doug Mitchell. So that's a driver that I was surprised to see miss last race, considering how strong the Lexus was. We saw the likes of Arc and D1, obviously D1 silver, but competing with the likes of the gold drivers, the top gold drivers. So yeah, I gotta say, that man's been flying. I want to give a quick shout out to Arc, because I know as a fellow Lexus enjoyer, Donovan, you can understand just seeing a car like that fight at the top, and seeing drivers like Arc improve so much after the struggle he had last season. It's definitely nice to see.
Yeah, it's awesome. And it's can be a tricky car, because on some tracks it just does so well, and then others it can be a bit harder. But this is one that is very difficult for me. However, it's a difficult track to pass at. So when you're in the Lexus, that's kind of the car that you want to be in when that sort of thing happens. But so it's definitely interesting. Yeah, with this. Ethan in the Lexus, and then his main battle going to be with Dick Zipperburn Jr. in the Porsche, which is very, very different strengths, very different areas that the car is good at. So
yeah, I mean, there's going to be a big variety of not just cars, but I think the times, at least in D1 we saw last night, the times were extremely close. I think I was only about 10th and change off of pole. And normally, on a week-to-week basis, let's say if you're on a track like Suzuka, like we were 2 weeks ago, 10th and a half, that's very fine margins, right? That's probably, top 3, top 4. Nope, I was P9. So it's going to be interesting to see, you know, the likes of Dick Zipper Jr. I spent some time with him working this week, kind of getting some coaching done on the side. You know, OBDA brother, gotta support the guys, the fam, whenever I can. But yeah, I think we're gonna be in for another one of D2's classic quality shootouts.
Yeah. I mean, looking at the D1 stream, it was so insanely close. I want to say, like, I don't remember how many. It was like 5/10 for like, I don't remember how many drivers it was. But with how close a lot of D2's qualies have been as well, I could see it being another super close one for qualifying. And qualifying is really important here. Like I said, hard track to pass. I mean, all the British tracks are pretty tricky to pass at. I mean, aside from, I guess, Silverstone. But yeah, very narrow, very old school circuit, as we see the Porsche just bumping over the curb there at the end there. There's like a pretty deadly like pothole at the end of that curb. If you hit it wrong, it definitely can send your car flying, especially if you're in something like the Porsche that doesn't take it quite as kindly.
Yeah, leave it to ACC to let that happen. You know, I feel like these cars in real life would just, you know, monster over it like it's nothing. But like in ACC, anything can happen. You know, with the cars like the Honda just tend to explode randomly. The Audi as well. The Porsche is no stranger to exploding randomly. But Dick Zipper Jr. up about 10th on his time. Currently trying to chase down his title rival for that silver championship, Ethan Marvin, out on provisional pole with a 23.74, about almost half a second clear of Dick Zipper Jr. But Dick Zipper Jr. is going to improve to about a 10.5, so it's going to be 3/10 back to Ethan Marvin. So still some work to do. But Max Diggs here improving almost 3.5 tenths, is going to shoot himself up possibly that one spot ahead of Kevin Nichols. I think they are. I believe they are teammates. I might be wrong. I think I am wrong. I believe the driver teamed up with Kevin Nichols is probably, oh god, is it Rusco Bat? I believe
We are checking.
But yeah, look at that. Riley Greer shoots up to P4, and like I said, it's gonna be close. He's only 7 thousandths behind Max Diggs in P3. So even with these solar drivers, of course Ethan Marvin's a little bit quicker than the rest of the pack, but it's gonna be close. We only have 11 silver drivers, it seems, on track, or at least those who are qualifying. We might have a few drivers who are either electing to start from the pit lane or just start from the back, or they have been penalized by that fashion. So yeah, we see some drivers still trying to knock out some qualifying times. Raf Cab about 2.5 tenths, 3/10 up on his time. Really wants to improve that current time of 2.5 seconds off of Ethan Marvin. So, you know, of course, they are teammates in the Lexus. You want to be closer to his teammate as possible just to keep that rivalry going between each other. But he's up half a second on his time. Let's see who else is up on his time. Max Diggs, again, we were just on him up on his time, about a half a tenth. Slowly trickling down, but Riley Greer also improving on his time. He's about 2 tenths up, and it's going to still climb as he heads towards the final corner of the racetrack here in Brands Hatch. He's about a 10.5 up, and then gets a good exit, but does lose a little bit of time there. The Ferrari V6 is going to power to the line. Doesn't take the shortest line to the finish line there, but he does improve past Max Diggs into P3. Once again, right behind another driver, only 3 thousandths behind Dick Zipper Jr., who is also improving on his current time. About a 10.5 up for Dick Zipper Jr. here, heading into turn 5. Very key corner here, and he's going to get a slipstream from Rowdy Burns. I wonder if Rowdy Burns is blue flagged here, and he's not. He's also on a lap, but Dick Zipper Jr. is going to be stuck behind him.
Yeah, that could be both blessing or a curse. I mean, you're going to have a little bit of dirty air going through these faster turns, and if you're, you know, at all faster, then you could be looking at getting held up. Oh, it looks like Rowdy Burns goes wide through, I forget the name of that turn.
Turn 6, just say the numbers, or turn 7.
Turn 6.
It's turn 7.
I always like using the corner names, and this one actually has, because like that was right before I know the name of that little section, Dingle Dell, and that is just such a great name. Dingle Dell.
That's what they called me in high school.
Dell. Yeah, I bet. But that's like one of the few corners I actually remember the name of. But yeah, Dick Zipperburn Jr. In P2, 2 tenths behind Ethan Marvin right now.
Of course, obviously seeing the quality times for Dick Zipper Jr. here is going to be a little bit demoralizing seeing his title rival ahead of him by so much. Max Diggs improving to P2, only a 10th behind Ethan Marvin now, so the times are coming down for everybody, but Ethan Marvin not being able to find that improvement that he set from his initial, I think it was, honestly, it might have been his banker lap, but yeah, I mean, this isn't as bad considering that, you know, if you're starting next to your title rival on track, the quality time doesn't necessarily matter, right? So, you know, as long as you're next to him, you know, because you're fighting for any points, as long as you finish ahead of your rival, then it's okay.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it could matter a little bit with the you know, if there's a gold driver that happens to sit between, you know, a lot of times the top of the silvers, you know, might sit, you know, there might be some golds sitting between them, which you always want, you know, as a silver driver, you always want as many gold drivers between you as possible, because especially when you're fighting, you know, lower in the standings, there's less points available. So, you know, especially when it's so close. I mean, we're only what, 4 points between the two silver drivers.
Oh
the
no,
top
he
two silver
Riley goes
drivers.
wide. How, yeah, you were just saying
Easy to do.
how tight it is, but it was super tight with his delta. He was tracking for almost pole position. Ethan Marvin does improve a little bit further, but Max Diggs improves even further than that. So 23.4 for Max Diggs. So the McLaren, obviously one of the heavier cars here, but it's very quick around here. It's a, you know, English car, English track. It's got that home field advantage.
Yeah, it makes sense. I think that's a 2 full tenths faster than his best time in the practice for Max Diggs there. I don't know if, you know, there's some drivers that like to do most of their practice on, you know, doing race practice. So I don't know if what trim his McLaren was in when he set that time in practice, but either way, it's a, you know, not a bad time there.
So as I'm looking at race control and as the time is ticking down, if you've been with us the past couple weeks or this entire season rather in SRA, you know that the qualifying rules for the silver drivers are they have between 20 minutes or 20:30 and 10:30. So as it stands, all these drivers right now are on their final flying laps, and I'm not seeing many improvements right now. Dick Super Jr. was down for the majority of his lap, but he's only going to improve very marginally, not going to be enough to put a dent into the delta between him and P1 Max Diggs and P2 Ethan Marvin. So that's going to be it for Dick Super Jr., but everyone else is down on their time. Riley Greer is barely breaking even, so is Ponzo Rigatoni currently in P4. What a quality for Ponzo so far, sitting P4, the second Porsche on the track at the moment. Riley Greer, yeah, no one's really improving.
Yeah, I saw Kevin Nichols was 7 tenths up on his time. That would have put him in P2, but he lost it all out and then returned to garage. So, yeah, not a lot of last minute improvements here. And I mean, for Ethan Marvin too, I'm pretty sure he only had 1 improvement from his banker lap. So yeah, pretty interesting there for these silver drivers. But yeah, now we get to go to the gold drivers. And our championship leader here with Brian Anderson.
Yeah, Brian Anderson, of course, we know him as Mr. Consistent in D2. He's been blinking in and out, it looks like. Oh, that's not good. Tell me that was just me. Or that wasn't just me. Because I don't see him in the server anymore. That cannot be good. Everyone's disconnecting. Uh-oh. Are we going to see a repeat of Coda?
Yeah, this is interesting.
Yeah, I don't currently see them not only on the relative, of course, on what you're seeing on screen with the standings, but also on race control. There was a few drivers, you know, we had Philip Enos Mueller, Thomas Olhausen also disconnecting. A lot more drivers are still disconnecting. What is going on?
Well, I see on my end, I'm seeing Brian Anderson now.
Is he back? Interesting. I'm guessing, I don't know, because I don't see him on track. It might just be me, And this is going to be a surprise, you know, like peekaboo quality session. We're going to randomly see some driver do a 22-1 just beating the bot lap, maybe. You know? Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I'm definitely
Oh,
seeing some disconnections on my end as well.
okay, so it's not. Oh, I think we've reloaded.
Yep. I just had
Wow, what is going on?
Yeah, I just had like 5 cars join back in.
Oh my god, it's still going on. What? No, this is Coda Gate. Coda Gate. Just like
Yeah.
we see in chat from Maple Donut. I got Coda Gate one more time. We see
Coda
Doug Mitchell
Gate.
returning to D2 for the second time this season after having a pretty strong race at Bathurst, but he's also glitching out. And oh, has the entire server died? Because I see nothing on race control.
I see stuff on race control, but it's kind of all over the place on my end.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot make this up. There are... Everyone is gone. Please stand by as I figure out what's going on. This is not okay. I see a couple of drivers from my friends list trying to boot up their own game. I think the server has gone down. I'm going to check in the Division 2 chat. Yeah, everyone. Max Dig has red latency. So it's not just us watching the D2 drivers. It is nearly everybody struggling. Okay, we're back. It might have just been me, actually. I'm hoping it was just me because I did rejoin the session. And as you can see, we are back for the time being.
I don't think it's just you, because there are talks.
Yeah, people are disconnecting, but it's only some
people are disconnecting. Yeah.
Wow, what is... Oh, man. Hello, Mr. Kelvin. How are you doing today? I see you in Twitch chat. Yeah, but currently as it stands, we have a Lexus one too, but, you know, I don't know what's going to happen with all these lags. We see Doug Mitchell kind of, you know, crabbing around. We know, if you were with me, he's pulling behind Mike Gino. So I guess he's giving the room. Is going to be Kyle Barber in the car 346 flying by. Yeah, this is going to be a very tricky session. Oh, I see a couple more of our SRA friends. We got Mr. Chummy Chum. If you know, you know. We all know who that is. The man, the myth, the legend. Yeah, look at the pings on the left side. We have Ethan Marvin, orange. We got Dick Zipper Jr. full red. This is, and we got Lexus is phasing into the ground here in Kent, United Kingdom. This is not what I wanted to see for a penultimate round in the D2 Championship. This has already happened once this season. Oh no! But hey, are we gonna see Doug Mitchell on pole this week?
Yeah, we haven't been. Sorry, I was just checking the Discord for. Yeah, definitely people having issues, but Oh,
it's disconnecting me again. Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we might have a coda. We might have
another coda situation.
Hashtag coda so back, baby. But yeah, at the moment. Oh God.
I honestly can't believe it. It's like so rarely do we have server issues, but twice this season for D2. Wow, look at that. Oh wow.
He was using all of the track there. He was trying to take out the bridge marker. That is severely frowned upon, Mr. Doug Mitchell. You should know. You're an admin. Come on. But yeah, I think Doug was improving ever so slightly, but maybe the crab walk was put him off a little bit. But from what we can see at the moment, we see Mike Gino in P5. I believe these standings are live, but a lot of drivers you're seeing aren't able to set quality laps because they're just being disconnected from the server. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to approach this. Mike Gino improving a little bit there. Man.
Yeah, it's so hard to see these cars twitching around. I mean, and phasing into the ground. Hopefully this gets settled when on the server change, into the race at least.
I hope so. I'm trying to gauge what's going on with the drivers in the silver division, obviously, or silver class in D2. and some of them are trying to restart their own games, and it's not, you know, working to perfection. But as it stands, with 3 minutes to go, we do have Alexis 1-2, Porsche 3-4, with Ethan Marvin in P2, Doug Mitchell in P1. I imagine, I honestly don't even know how to fix this from an admin standpoint, right? Because, you know, with Coda, we were all able to qualify just fine, and then every issue started happening when the race started. So with this one, obviously not every driver has a fair shout.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow, yeah, I could see Philip in the chat saying the server is a little messed up for me. So I don't know, but yeah, you know, listen, when Kunos is down, we got Battlefield 6 calling our name, ain't that right, Calvin? I mean, listen, we got 2 admins in Division 2. Maybe something we'll think of something on the fly, but at the moment, as things stand, like I said, I mean, maybe I can disconnect, reconnect, see if the standings have updated. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do that, because my race control is a little bit buggy. I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna let's go on the fly. In the meantime, guys, how's if you are, of course, celebrating U.S. Thanksgiving? How is Thanksgiving? Well, obviously, we missed you last week. Oh, I'm connecting to the server, I believe. Okay, I can update you guys that Matt Higgs is currently holding provisional pole with a 23.2, but this is gonna be another one of those jank streams, guys. This is
Wait,
like I said.
What? Yeah.
Oh, and we're back to being disconnected. But look who's in first. It's Doug Mitchell. Oh, never mind. Kyle Barber in P1 and going ahead of Doug Mitchell, which I believe would actually be P2 because... Oh, okay. We're still reconnecting, I believe.
I see a meeting was called in the Discord by our very own Jason.
Oh,
Allen.
is it also in D4? That would... Oh, no.
It might also be in D4. Wow. So this is I've only seen this happen one other time before,
and that was
like
the season,
and that was the season at Coda.
Well,
so
is this commentator's curse, Donovan? Is that what this is?
Yeah, this might be commentator's curse. I don't know.
So I'm receiving word that we're probably going to restart the server, because it's happening not just in D2 but also in D4, and I believe the same thing actually happened in D4 earlier this season. So maybe it's just a Wednesday thing. I don't know. There's a couple people on break, maybe. Yep, Mike Gino pulling over, taking out the brake marker in the process. So sorry, Kyle Barber, you're behind, but you will not be able to spot your braking reference. But it's not going to matter because Juan Caro goes to, I believe that would still be P2, but that's going to run down the clock down to 0. But it's not going to matter because I believe we're getting a server restart. So, phenomenal pit entry.
Nice.
Listen, we get that practice out of the way now. It's not going to matter, so it's okay.
Yeah, yeah. If you get it out of the way now, then yeah, I think server's down.
Well, hey guys,
we are checking. We are checking.
We are checking. In the meantime, I'm gonna take a sip of my hot cocoa and
yeah,
give me guys chat, guys at home, give me something to talk about. You know, obviously we have. Let's talk about. Well, you know, if you celebrate Christmas, what's your favorite Christmas song? Personally, I'm a big fan of Wham! Last Christmas. You know, I don't think you can go wrong. What about you, Donovan?
I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite Christmas song. I'm kind of lame. I don't listen to a lot of Christmas music, if I'm being honest.
I got one for you. He's a mean one. Mr. Grinch.
It's been a while since we've had some Anton singing on stream.
Oh, I'm just getting started, baby.
Just getting warmed up, getting those.
I'm getting warmed up. I'm getting warmed up.
Gonna start doing your do re mi's.
Do 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 do. Yep. Kelvin likes Get Low.
That's
a good one.
That's a great Christmas song.
I like the Mariah Carey remix of that song. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now we're just chatting with the boys, seeing how it's going. Maybe Kelvin, you want to run up a Battlefield lobby real quick? Yeah, we keep it professional here in SRA. You know, like I said, yeah, we keep it professional. I started the stream on my own Twitch channel, so those who, like I said, those who follow me on my Twitch channel, they got notification that I'm streaming the actual like SRA sponsored race on my channel. So, whoops, but you know, it's we all make mistakes, right?
Just like the servers kind of make mistakes.
Well, you know, once in a lifetime, I would say. But you know, as we saw this season earlier, it happened at Coda, and yeah,
once in a lifetime, twice in a season.
Indeed. Yeah, I remember I got a little bit unlucky with my, of course, this season. You know, I had to disconnect the Bathurst, and that threw me for a loop. Of course, I see a couple more faces in chat. I see Diego in chat saying, I believe the to the chimney to the wall.
That's pretty good.
Ah, man, I Kelvin, if you give me some lyrics for that song, I'll sing it right now.
I don't know about all the lyrics.
Why not? Is it what's wrong with that? Anyway, yeah, this is for sure unprecedented. Of course, I do want to give a quick shout out to the admins who were thinking of a solution on the fly. But I guess in the meantime, you guys get us for a little bit, so we'll keep an eye on the servers. Of course, if we might come back after a little bit. Skeet. Oh my god. Yeah, I believe we are back in the server.
Hopefully
I'm
that.
hoping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least we got a server back up. We are checking again.
I guess we can also do some SRA shoutouts. So we do have a couple of events happening in the next 2 months. First and foremost, we do have Thursday events running on LMU. Of course, it's getting a new update tomorrow, so that's going to be something to look out for, as well as AC Evo update coming out tomorrow. So I know Donovan's going to be all over that one.
Big day.
But,
oh yeah.
Personally, I'm excited to try out the piece of lard that is the SF25.
Yeah. Around Nords?
Around Nords, yep, exactly. That's exactly the first thing that I was actually going to do. But yeah,
Yep.
we see the drivers back out on track. Hopefully no server problems this time. I think, actually, the last time that a server was restarted wasn't this season. It was D3 last season, because they had no BOP applied. So now I'm curious, is the BOP applied for this race? It is. Okay.
It is. All right. We're good. The
We are
Lexuses
good.
were about to be so upset.
Doug would have been, hey, it's the third restart.
Oh, well, Doug's in the Lexus in the D2, so of course it got applied.
Of course. But everywhere in D4, it wasn't applied.
Yeah.
Kelvin's looking for a teammate. You know, Omar's not my teammate next season because obviously he's quitting, but I don't even know if I'm continuing next season. Ooh, storyline, drama.
Not doing a season in SRA. Couldn't be me.
Okay, Donovan. What do we eat for dinner today? What we do?
What did I eat for dinner?
Yeah, did you eat dinner yet?
No, I just having a beer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What kind of beer?
It's a stout.
Okay,
Good one.
okay. I like it.
Local stout.
Yeah, you got a lot of breweries over there in the mountains.
Yep.
I don't got anything.
Everybody gets bored, I guess.
I got Walmart.
Especially
That's about it. Walmart, my token brewery. But yeah, can we get a few pick cams? I got you, Jess. I suppose, you know, while we're in the free practice, let me do some F7 action. Of course, this is from my stewarding. Yeah, I got mad skills, yo. We got Tristan Zamora. This is the Speed Racer. I love this livery. I think it's plain, but it looks pretty sweet. You know, I like the M.
Kind of classic though. You know, the Speed Racer. I mean, that's always good.
Got another Lambo here with Matt Higgs. We got Sam Serino, Taylor Johnson, of course, their teammates Wilder Vargas. We're about to go out for qualifying Matt Arden. We got Selena Boonstra here in the Fast livery. I wonder if Jess loaded his livery. I'm curious. I hope we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Barber in the Gundam livery over here. We got Polly Hartman, the classic Ferrari, red and yellow colors. Another Ferrari here with Sean Williams. These two are teammates, of course. That's nice. They joined the server at the same time. We got Philip Mueller rocking the same Nissan livery, I believe, that they ran back last season.
Yeah.
Yep, Justin McKechnie in a stock of Iron Lynx livery. It's kind of boring. His teammate Sean Leach is track. Hello. Dude, this English track is so bumpy that the camera itself that is stationary is bumping on its own. All right, we got Sean Leach also in the Ferrari 488. This is a cool livery. You know, get your stuff right, Justin. Of course, we got Scooby Doo over here. We got a full gold livery, Kevin Nichols, and I believe that's what Rusco Bat was running. So I believe they are teammates. So I got that right.
Yes, they are. I did check. Yeah, they are teammates. So.
Yes. We got Mason Moffat, part of Marvel Macus. I like this livery. I think it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Obviously, if you look at it from a distance, it's a lot of colors, a lot of overwhelming things. But
which I like.
Yeah, you know, yeah. I think some DC fans will disapprove though because it's Marvel Studios. But you know, we got the GOAT laughing at all his competitors. We got Tug Mitchell, number 10, the back-to-back. I'm sure Diego will be happy to see him. Nico Suave, Kyle Barber's teammate. We got Brian Anderson, the current championship leader, Dick Zipperin Jr. in the Gold Rexia. I love this car. I think it looks great, especially with like proper graphic settings. You know, I think it looks awesome. Pat Cockcroft and the other Rexy. These two are not teammates, not to be mistaken. Cockcroft is teamed up with Rigatoni this season, Ponzo. Ethan Marvin, teammates with Rapcab, of course, in the now the second Lexus team on the grid, with Doug joining halfway through the season. We got Amos Movo, part of Bush Racing, with the K-pop Demon Hunters livery. I love looking at this just randomly. It's pretty cool. But of course, it's the Huntrix livery right there with the three main characters. Personally, I've watched a lot of clips of this movie because my sister loved watching this movie for a while, and I obviously got tired of it. Max Diggs with the plain carbon fiber livery, saving as much weight as possible, no paint added. We got Juan Caro. I like this livery. I don't know if it's a stock Ferrari. Oh, it's a Kessel Racing livery. Yes, oh my god, first time this season.
Yes.
Let's go.
First try.
It was done. Rafcab and the other Lexus, the part of the team with Ethan Marvin, and then Mike Gino at the end of the pit lane. And yeah, while we're here, actually, we went down the pit lane. I do want to point out these little grooves in the pit lane, right? You see these bounciness, you know, classic British track energy right here. It was very similar in Suzuka, so that's going to be something to look out for with the pit times, right?
Yeah, it's easy to overshoot when there's all those bumps like that if you're really pushing it. But yeah,
there's something
a lot of good looking liveries this season, I feel like. Oh, also I wanted to shout out Pat Cockcroft back from his surgery.
Oh yeah, that's right, dude. I hope. Yeah, I feel like Pat's gonna be like top alien in SRA once he gets his other arm back.
Yeah, once he actually gets to race with the two arms. He's still gonna be one armed for a little while he continues to recover. But yeah, it's good to see him back on track.
I would say we could take a look at the different helmets of each driver, but I don't feel like we're going to customize that much. We all got black helmets here. I'm pretty sure my helmet's like a red and white custom thing. But yeah, everyone's got it. Yeah, that's something you can change, I believe. So yeah, everyone's got black and white helmets.
You can change it. I have like well over 1,000 hours in ACC, and I don't remember ever visiting that part of the game.
Yeah, I don't know, but I do want to, we see Jess's beautiful Fath livery for the first time this season. and he's back in the pits. So, but yeah, we're heading into the qualifying session very shortly with 20 seconds to go. Yeah, guys, I mean, we just a quick rundown on what has happened so far in this evening race. You know, you might be, if you're joining just now, you might be a little bit, you know, confused, concerned. Why are we starting right now? Well, we had a bit of a Codagate, as one of our chatters said, and Jess's car is doing the hokey pokey and turning itself around over here.
Turns itself around for sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not a sign that the server's also a bit scuffed.
And yeah, I hope not as well, because that means I'm going to be here for a while, and I have a final project to do, so...
That time of year, that's true.
Boys and girls priorities, you know? This is my priority over...
Sim racing finals? I mean, it's not a hard decision, is it?
It's really not, you know? See, Justin McKechnie doing donuts about to get himself disqualified.
Yeah.
Am I tripping, or... It's still free practice? It is still free practice.
Does. It'll say free practice.
Yep, Marty Missile just joined, and like I said, yeah, we did have another server issue where a lot of drivers were disconnecting, including us in the commentary booth. We weren't able to accurately see what was going on. So yeah, so we are in quality, but your screen says free practice. That is
checking on my end. It says it's in quali.
Wow, what? This is not good.
There's still a lot of red bars on my end.
Oh no. Here. I'm gonna rejoin the server for the 4th time. Yeah, I'm seeing in D4 as well. It's happening again. Ah, man.
Oh no.
And now I can't even load the server list. Well, it just had to happen tonight. Just had to happen tonight. I see a couple of guys still in the Gyros briefing. Of course, you got the head admins discussing what to do. Maybe they just might add a 3rd drop race, completely forget about Brands Hatch. I'm just trying to brainstorm some ideas while we're still here. I think, obviously we want to see the cars go racing. A lot of drivers have put in a good amount of practice. So it's, I don't know. I really don't know what to do in terms of in this situation.
Yeah, it's always a bummer, especially for this, where it was a 2-week, you know, break basically, you know, or I guess we took a 1-week break, but 2 weeks since our last race. And so, you know, these drivers have been, especially ones in their championship battles, they've been definitely practicing and eager to get racing. Yeah, yep. We're seeing a lot of people having problems again.
I think honestly, what I'm guessing, it might be a Steam outage. That's my guess.
Steam?
It could be, because it's even my ACC is struggling to even like function. You know, obviously you need the online capabilities to even launch a game. You must connect to the cloud, etc. So it's oof, I don't know. This is this is tricky. Can we get a Steam outage check? Let's check down detector. Ooh. I'm seeing a couple of reports, but none crazy. Of course, there were actually a lot of Steam outages earlier today, about 5 hours ago. I think this might just be Kunos, because I'm seeing disconnected in the bottom right. Wow, bad server quality. That's something pretty rare. You don't really see that often. Wow.
Yeah, bad server quality.
I don't think I've seen that once.
I've seen that before, but
it might be a message you get as soon as the servers start dying, if you're in a session already, I believe. Well, guys, I guess, I don't know. From a commentator's perspective, of course, you know, this is unfortunate, but I do get to spend some time with my good friend Donovan, but as well as everybody in the chat. I do have I do have some food sitting on the side, so I'm really considering just showing the sponsor screen and then taking a few bites. But screw it, we'll do it live. Yeah, this is completely unprecedented. I think with Coda is obviously a bit easier because the server still worked, right? Some people were still in the session. We did see a race of some sort, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't quite like this.
I can't even reconnect to the server again. But I know that some people are saying in the chat that they are in the server, but like there's a lot of disconnects going on still.
I can connect, but it is definitely, I mean, there's a lot of red on the server. And yeah, cars are just teleporting absolutely everywhere.
I see Jess in the staff chat. If you've played Claire Obscure Expedition 33, which is my vote to be Game of the Year, obviously having not played any other nominations, but he said he could be fighting the Paintress right now. That's a good fight. Dude, that game is awesome.
That game is so good. That game, that's not only, that's like my game of the decade next to Elden Ring. I mean, that's a phenomenal game.
Definitely not Assetto Corsa Competizione, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's a slightly different genre, but only slightly.
What if you could do sim
similarities,
racing on
right?
Claire Expedition? Claire Obscure.
Sim race? Yeah, just on like SK.
On SKA, yeah. Have the Gestrels do some sim racing, you know, like a Mario Kart kind of race.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Iris, for looking out for me. I appreciate it. Start singing the Labubu song until the server is fixed. I don't know all the lyrics. I would if I could.
I fortunately don't know any of the lyrics, so.
No, Donovan actually made the song. He's just, you know.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm just projecting here.
I don't know what to do. Michael redeeming that he's new. Right. Oh, I think we're back online. What is happening? This is ridiculous. This is crazy. What? I have an idea. It might seem crazy.
Probably is. That's what you're opening
join. I'm gonna join an open lobby and sit in the pits and broadcast the random people's races. I think that's great.
Well, it'd be interesting to see if it is Kunos or, I mean, my guess is this is a problem with the servers themselves. But I don't know. I don't know. It very well, I guess, could be Kunos. I don't.
I mean,
know
I could try joining a random server. But no, the thing is, it's completely disconnected from Kunos' side, so it has to be Kunos. You guys want to watch me do some hot lapping? All right. I mean, I guess in the meantime, I'm gonna move this over to just our sponsor messages, or just the sponsor screen. We're gonna take a little break, kind of figure out what to do, and then if we have any updates, we will be back. So, yeah. If this is the last time we are seeing each other on stream today, then boys and girls, I'm sorry. I was expecting an action-packed race, but maybe it wasn't meant to be. So we hopefully will be back soon. So we might be back. I hope. And of course, some of the drivers were able to do their qualifying laps, but a lot of them were not able to do so. So maybe, I think the best way to keep it fair is for those drivers that weren't able to do their silver qualifying session due to this unforeseen circumstance, let them out the gold session, which is what they're doing at the moment. So I think this is the right way.
Yeah, and I feel like that's definitely, I mean, we don't have a ton of drivers. I mean, obviously it's a small track, but I think it's big enough to where everybody can be able to space out well enough to get a clean lap in. So, yeah, yeah, hopefully everything looks decent right now.
Yeah, I mean, fingers crossed, right? You know, it's happened twice. This is, of course, the third restart that we've had. So right now, Justin McKechnie is leading off. Not just the gold drivers, but some silver drivers as well. So, curious to see if drivers can get back into that mojo, that qualifying groove that they need to be in for this track. It's an extremely brutal track to get right, and we only have so much time to do it. Of course, the lap is short, but you know, you gotta be on top of it. Justin McKechnie in his Ferrari 488 approaches the first corner with strong guile, gets over to the track limit over there, brakes before the hash mark over there. The braking marker is right above the bridge there. Gets on the power, gets the tires all the way out on the exit curb there, gets the car on the right side, kind of floats it across the curbs over turn 3, back on the power, uses all the track on exit. That's good to be back on him, I gotta say, but gotta get back in that zone.
It's good to see cars moving. Yeah.
Gotta get back in the zone. Justin McKechnie, not too far behind him, is Philip Mueller. One of those drivers who I think is going to be pretty rapid this week, obviously boasting the top time of the division these past 2 weeks, actually, because we've had 2 weeks to practice this track. But one thing to point out is that, of course, we have quali under the sunlight, but in the race, it's going to be dark, as I mentioned earlier this stream. So it might be different which drivers are faster in the night and which drivers are faster in the daytime.
Yeah, absolutely. This is real. Philip's right on the back of Justin here. Definitely not an ideal situation. It looks like he's backing off at this last turn. Hopefully that's enough there. But yeah, slightly mixed up qualifying for sure.
One driver that needs to be on it, of course, Amos Moga having a bit of a struggle the past few weeks. Of course, since Suzuka had that incident with Philip Mueller at 130R, and then his Bathurst race was far from ideal for his championship post, but he's been super quick in qualifying. I think he's the one driver with multiple pole positions this season. I think we had Thomas Holhausen last race having that pole position of about 2.5 tenths above everybody else, so yeah, like, you know, D2 has been super competitive in quality. We see Brian Anderson shooting to P5, Paulie Harmon right behind him, so the championship contender's right there in it. So let's see where Amos puts his car on his first flying lap here, going through turn 7. Ferrari is pretty comfortable over that corner. Be careful not to touch the rear tire on the grass there. It'll end in calamity. Gets the tires all the way on the exit curb there. That was pretty pushing the limits on his banker lap there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it looked like somebody did go over the grass there and went off. I don't know if that was part of the silver drivers that we kind of missed due to all the
and he goes top
difficulties. Yeah, the 23-3. Yeah, I think he's definitely. I mean, he's still a little bit off of his time, but I imagine with all this this mess that has gone on with the servers, I mean, that could definitely get into your head as a driver as well. It's kind of a difficult thing to deal with, you know, especially when a lot of times, I don't know how you are, but with me, I definitely have a bit of my routine in prep before a race, and if there's a bunch of server issues, I could see that kind of, you know, throwing you off on your mojo a bit, and getting back into the racing mode could be a little bit challenging.
One driver that seems to always be in that racing mojo, that racing mode, Doug Mitchell, right to the top again on his, I believe this is his, that was his second lap, so the tires were a bit warmer, but going to the provisional pole right ahead of Amos Movo. We talked about not just this track for D1 being extremely close in qualifying, but D2 overall as a division. The qualifying has been probably the most entertaining aspect of watching this division for me. I mean, we can see it, the margin from P1 to P2. Only 17 thousandths, almost 200ths of a second. It's just it's going to get closer and closer as the time just starts to trickle down. Of course, a lot of drivers on track, a lot of rubber being put down. We see, I believe that is it's going to be Jason Allen moving over for Doug Mitchell, but Doug Mitchell improving about 2/10 here on his laps. It's going to push him from a 23.3 to a 23.1. It is what. 23.15. So there's that personal pole at Matt Higgs right behind him. As I said,
behind him.
It's just close. It's just close, Donovan.
Yeah, it's super close. I find it impressive with you know, D2 how close they are. You know, typically with our divisions, you know, and it would definitely make sense. D1, you know, tends to be the closest, and then it just, you know, really spreads out. But D2 has been so close this season in qualifying, and so yeah, it's been fun to watch. I always love a close qualifying session.
I think it just goes to show how good of a job these admins do in placing a lot of the drivers, right? You know, that we try to keep the level of competitiveness to a T, right? We want to make sure that everyone's happy, everyone's close. I mean, even looking at between P13 and P16, P17, that's all within a tenth between 5 cars, right? So I mean, of course, it's not towards the front. Amos Movo tying Doug Mitchell for the pole lap.
Talk about close.
So that's going to put him on P2 provisionally. Unfortunately for him, he's got to go that little bit quicker, and he is, at the moment, having a decent turn 2, it seemed, and he's up about a 10th. Amos Movo keen on getting that little bit more improvement, which he is at the moment, holding the purple sector 1 of a 26.7, which is very, very strong. Division 2, I believe in Division 1. Oh boy. You saw that, right?
Yep.
Don't tell me we're grabbing again. Oh my god, it's happening.
Oh no.
I see drivers disconnecting again. No. But it's so entertaining. Look at the timing sheets. It's literally 0. Oh.
Brian Anderson does go up by just over a 10th. But yeah,
I'm sorry, guys. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing. I'm gonna try.
Relatively there's some red. There's some red. Yeah, there's some red.
I think I have the most red because I'm immediately trying to ping servers right now and it's not letting me.
Yeah, I'm seeing I mean, some of the drivers are definitely skipping around a little bit. Some drivers are full red. Yeah, it might be
GG. Well,
man, we had almost 10 full minutes of really good clean running.
Yeah, I mean, even now, it's nice to talk about how close it was. I mean, Doug Mitchell and Amos Movo completely inseparable on the timing sheets, and I mean, you love to see it, of course, but what you don't love to see is
puts in a good time as well.
We're trying to reconnect, but I mean, it's just not letting me. It's the only server that's pinging for me right now is actually D4. Oh, I've joined the server again, and everybody's in the pits right now. As it stands, what I'm seeing is Brian Anderson's P1 23.03. Phil Mueller only 68 thousandths behind him, and Doug Mitchell and Amos Movo obviously tied for P3 and 4. But yeah, I mean, I can show you guys what I'm seeing right now, but it's nothing different from what we've been seeing all night in terms of just the server being the way it is. But as the time ticks down, we're just going to rely on Donovan to tell me what's going on because, yeah.
Yeah, we're not seeing much in the way of big changes. Yeah, I mean, we're seeing very, very marginal improvements with some drivers, but a lot of these drivers, I mean, things are definitely skipping around a little bit, though. Cars are definitely blinking.
This is what I see. Isn't that just awesome, guys?
Yeah.
Isn't that just amazing? Time ticks down. I was
A lot of
so slow.
yellows there. A lot of yellows.
Oh yeah, this is like Paul Ricard all over again. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Well, Riley's asking to commentate with us because his game's not working. I'm afraid it's not working for me either, Riley. You know what's convenient about this? Not only is AC Evo getting an update tomorrow, so maybe Kunos is doing something to the servers, but LMU is also getting a big update. So maybe Studio 397 is doing some shady work on the on the server.
Some sabotage.
I'm seeing that Arjun said that Brian is on pole.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know what to do, guys. Yeah, this is
So we're seeing right now for Philip Mueller is still driving around. I can't tell if he's on an improvement at all because race control is also bugged for me.
I'm curious as to why the cars are still on track for you, but they immediately disappeared for me.
I'm not sure. Yeah, that's weird. We did just close out the qualifying, and we do have Brian Anderson on pole with Philip Mueller. It's pretty much the same times as before. So Philip Mueller behind 600ths behind Doug Mitchell and Amos Movo with identical times, and then Matt Higgs and Wilder Vargas. Although wait a second.
I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening.
I don't know. It's hard to tell because there's disconnects, and because Brian Anderson, I think, just disconnected. So yeah.
Hello.
Hello, Riley.
How is this going?
It is not.
Yeah, I mean, you can watch the stream back when it's later up on YouTube, but it's just been a whole lot of kind of yapping about everything but the race, because there's not much you can do, right? It's just, the server issue. I imagine it's just horrible for you. I mean, even for me, I was trying to talk about what everyone's favorite Christmas song was, because we're heading into that season, right? Obviously it's winter, it's December. I was trying to
absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think Mariah Carey is fully unthawed by now, right?
Oh, it has to be.
Yeah,
I think she's been on thought for about a month at this point. Usually, like my friend that was my roommate back in freshman year of high school or college told me that he said that Christmas starts immediately after Halloween, so he started playing Mariah Carey on November 1st. So,
oh my goodness, I think I'm a bit more of a traditionalist, and we wait till at least Thanksgiving and then full swing. But hey, more power to him. I love it.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, what's not great is the server issues. I'm seeing that I'm connected again. I don't know how true that is, but I will attempt joining again. It says the race has actually started. I'm afraid that if I join, I'm just going to continue to disconnect every single time. But
yeah, I was having the same issue. I finally got in for a quali session there, and I went out with the golds, and then laid in, I think, 3 laps, and it disconnected me again. So I think I'm done trying that tonight, and I figured I'd join you guys in the booth if that's okay.
That's perfectly fine with me, if that's fine with the chat. But as the order is right now, we're actually seeing Philip Mueller on pole position. I don't know how accurate that is, considering that Brian Anderson was at the top. But
Brian Anderson was at the top. Brian Anderson is not in the server.
Oh man, this is
sad. This is so sad.
He's sitting in P29 right now.
This sucks, man. This just
according to race control. Yeah. Oh man,
D2 has just been cursed this season, because we also had the massive server glitch at Coda as well, which generated a second drop race untraditionally from what SRA normally does. So I don't know. It's disheartening, but hopefully we can get this race underway and actually see some good action here tonight.
For sure. I mean, we only have so many cars, but Brent's Hatch, and I feel like something's bound to happen, whether it's a surfer disconnect or a couple of drivers disconnect from incidents. But hopefully that doesn't happen. But yeah, I guess something to note for sure, though, in terms of the drivers competing for that championship, we mentioned Brian Anderson obviously getting that pole position. Will he get the point for pole position? I don't know. However, Amos Movo of the top 3 is in 3rd position, which is leading, I believe, ahead of Paulie Hartman and of course Brian Anderson. So it's best case scenario for Amos, worst case scenario for the rest of Division 2. And honestly, us watching the race from the booth and at home. And I mean, like Riley said, we can only hope for a better race from this point forward. So, yeah, I mean, I would ask for predictions, but I feel like the safest prediction right now is that the server will continue to fluctuate.
Yeah,
well, this could be. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, there, Donovan.
Oh no, I was just gonna point out a little bit with the standings here. Yeah, because Brian Anderson, who's our overall leader right now, yeah, starting really far back. However, he has a ton of drop points. He has, total with the 2 races, he has 170 drop points. So, fortunately, he is in a good position. Like we were saying, he's kind of been Mr. Consistent this season. So that, and I can't imagine. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen with the standings here after this race, because obviously this is not a normal situation. So it's hard to talk too much about championship consequences here, but yeah, it's I mean, because also going for the team championship, we have Thomas Olhausen sitting in P26 right now, who is also looking very quick. His teammate up in starting on pole technically right now. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. Don't know quite what to make of the, in terms of championship consequences just yet, though.
Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate. But running through the starting order, of course, we have currently on track in P1 is Doug Mitchell, but on pole position was Philip Mueller, originally held by Brian Anderson, who is now at the back. But as things stand, Philip Mueller on pole position, Doug Mitchell in P2, Amos Movo in P3. That's your teammate Riley. I'm sure you'll be heavily rooting for him from the booth.
Absolutely.
Boost Racing, baby. We got Matt Higgs in P4, Wilder Vargas P5, Ethan Marvin P6. Very, very strong starting position for the silver contender with Dick Ziprin Jr. all the way where Brian Anderson is. So we see Zip Sr. in the chat saying that Zip Jr. also got disconnected, so it's just not ideal for any of these drivers, really. Selena Boonster in P7, Kyle Barber in P8, Mike Gino in P9, Juan Carlo in P10, Paulie in 11th, Suave 12th, Nichols in 13th, Biggs in 14th, Sean Williams in 15th, Mason Moffat in 16th, Jason Allen in 17th, Jack Krause in P18, Taylor Johnson in P19, Ralph Cab in P20, Matt R in P21, Justin McKechnie in P22, Ponzo in P23, Tristan Zamora in P24, Pat Cockcroft in P25, Thomas Olhausen, a contender for that team championship in P26, Jess Osborne P27, Brian Anderson, our pole sitter in P28, and then our silver leader in plumb last, Dick Ziprin Jr. in P29. It's just not what you want to see, but these drivers are nearing the start of this race. We are going to go green for whatever is remaining in terms of D2. It's been calamitous, the quality session, but we are about to start the race. Doug Mitchell, Philip Mueller, 2 cars that are pretty good on the start, but the Nissan is going to have the inside here. Philip Mueller going to have the inside. As I mentioned, he's going to have a better run. Points the car towards the apex. Doug Mitchell going right behind him. Attempts a switchback move. It's going to be side by side heading into turn 2 with these two. Philip Mueller is side by side with Doug Mitchell. Doug Mitchell heading for the inside. Philip Mueller attempting to hold it with Doug Mitchell, but Doug using his racecraft, all of his expertise from the early races of SRA, does pulls a blinder of a move into turn 1. Holy crap.
Amazing move from Doug Mitchell there. That was yeah, wonderful switch back there. We've seen definitely a few of those in the divisions from yesterday as well. So I don't know if Doug's doing his studying. I don't know. He's typically an arriving driver. So but yeah, great move from him. Phillips right on the back of him though here. And
it gets a little loose on the bumps there.
Yeah,
that's gonna invite Amos
coming up here.
Oh, wow. What an electric start to the race, boys and girls. We saw Doug Mitchell go from P2 to P1 with a textbook switchback at turn 1, which is, mind you, not easy to do, especially on race fuel, but those 2 cars. Oh, Amos Movo giving a bit of a tap to Philip Mueller. That's going to invite Matt Higgs from P4 side by side with Amos Movo, holding the inside, trying to not allow the opening for Matt Higgs, but Matt Higgs is going to go around the outside of the Ferrari, the Lambo having very decent exit from the last corner. They're going to still be side by side. Riley, this is your teammate right here. Talk us through what's going on here.
If I know Amos, he's definitely in a bit of a panic because he doesn't like to have people too close to him, but he's going to hold that line on the inside here, and he's very, very fast to the T1, so it does look like he did tuck in behind for this upcoming corner. It's too early in the race to really risk anything big. That looks like, where are we at here? That's Druids there, right? So coming down through here, Amos does have a lot of speed through the second sector, which we are beginning now. So I think that, you know, it should be interesting. I won't say that Amos is out for the count by any means. He's a very fast driver, consistent through the entire thing. So I think he's going to light it up here pretty quick. Although it does look like Higgs is definitely starting to pull on Mueller quite easily here as we go down the back straight with the Ferrari, or the Lambo, sorry, versus the GTR.
Yeah, Mueller looked like he got a little bit of a bad exit out of turn 4. He looks a little bit squirrely for both of these laps through turn 4 and 5 there. Yeah, so I mean that can be the Nissan can be a little bit drifty, at least in my experience. One thing I want to point out is both Brian Anderson and Thomas Olhausen and Zipperburn Jr. have made up quite a few positions already from the back. I don't know, you know, we were so focused on the battle up front. I don't know if something big happened. There are a little bit of gaps, and we did have a pitter already.
Ooh,
You know,
he's
somebody
listening
else.
to what I told him to do.
Yes, he
Okay.
is. Massive
Oh my
undercut.
goodness. Huge undercut from Amos Movo here.
Yep. Tired of
So-
the dirty air already. All the traffic. Just gonna get out there, get some
Yeah.
clean air, put some laps in, and have some fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is just gonna attempt to, you know, maximize the points right now, because Doug Mitchell, as we see, holding that purple lap, he's almost a second faster than anyone else on track except for Kyle Barber in P7 with a 24.8. Doug Mitchell with a 24.2 last lap. So I feel like this is Amos's way of just trying to get some clean air. He's gonna, you know, have that, you know, no one in front of him. The lights are gonna see just the track and only the track, and he's gonna have clean air. So Matt Higgs obviously putting the pressure on Philip Mueller here. Maybe he felt a little bit held up. Maybe Matt Higgs is gonna follow suit. I mean, I feel like these drivers are gonna be thinking, wow, that is super early, and Brands Hatch is not kind to the tires in terms of pressure loss. So Amos is gonna have to take very good care of the tires here.
Amos is also not kind to the tires. If anybody spent any time around Movo, he definitely scrubs them. So this could be very challenging in the later stages of the race here, but we've seen success with it. Our own D1 team champion, Anton Rushevich here. You know, I mean, you pulled this strategy yesterday, third lap in, you said, and it worked out really well. So it is possible to take the tires for this long of a stint.
Appreciate the little compliment there, of course. Yeah, you know, D1 team
Shameless
champ.
plug. Shameless
Yeah.
plug for my coach.
Yeah,
little shout out there.
we out here.
Driving the standard on YouTube. Check him out.
I gotta say, Doug is
Double
absolutely flying. Oh my
Yeah, he's
God.
moving.
He
dude.
is 4 seconds
23.8 last lap.
already. Yeah,
That is
I
rapid.
think
already. That's
Doug
already
must
a
have
very
taken
good
down the
lap.
servers.
Yeah, I was telling Donovan, I'm like, we gotta check if the BOP was applied, because you know, the Lexus without the BOP is gonna definitely struggle. But you know, we're seeing a couple battles here. Of course, we're gonna see a lot of close deltas here at Brands Hatch. You know, the track in nature is very narrow. It's very difficult to race on in terms of going side by side through the corners. It is possible, but we're seeing with a couple of drivers, Jack Krause having to leave a lot of drivers room because he did pit early and he's blue flagged
man.
by nearly everybody in the field. I don't know if you saw on the map earlier, but he was coming out basically with the P1 traffic. There's a little bit of a moment there with Mason Moffat in the back with Justin McKechnie. Oh, they're going. Oh, that was extremely close for comfort there. They're still side by side going through turn 7. This is going to get very interesting here. The Ferrari 488, not the kindness over the bumps, but it does handle very swimmingly through turn 7 there. But Justin McKechnie has to check up. Oh, very slightly. There's. Oh, Rav Cap almost goes into the back of Mason Moffat there, and it's four abreast here, 4 square heading into the final corner, and the marker goes off, and they're still side by side. It leaves no room there for Juan Caro. A couple of drivers going into the pits there. Mason Moffat. Oh my goodness, that was a lot of action there.
That was crazy. Yeah, when we saw one car off on
look
the
at this.
track as well. Oh, Matt Higgs gets Philip Mueller there. What is that, into turn 2 into Druids?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mueller, you know, falling backward a little bit. I don't know if that Nissan isn't feeling too good on the higher fuel. I know I've mentioned many times, and this is just, I mean, it might just be a skill issue on my part, but the Nissan definitely can be very different depending on the fuel load. Brian Anderson already up to P14. Obviously, we have quite a few pitters So that's going to, mess with the standings a little bit, but definitely going through a tear through the field here.
Absolutely. I mean, this is best case scenario for Brian after the very unfortunate disconnect. We know he's got the pace, having that fastest time in the qualifying session that doesn't seem to exist, but maybe we could see it on the results tab later on. Jack Ross still having to move over. Justin McKechnie, the Flash Master himself, telling Jack Ross, hey, I'm coming through, let me by please, and he does give... Oh, that does invite Raf Cab, and they're still going side by side here. This corner is just inviting the racing, but Raf Cab going around the outside, Justin McKechnie there, but he's going to go onto the grass and still going to be side by side with these two guys.
Oh, that's such a hard spot to get the car back on track too, because if you just track it around, it pulls you out to that grass, and it's just...
Oh, Sean Williams comes out from the
pits.
pits.
For the ride. Oh, oh my gosh, this is exciting stuff.
Look at this commotion that's going on in the back here. It's going to be two side by side through Giroud's corner, the hairpin that you don't really want to be on the outside for, as long as you get a good drive heading into turn 3. But man, this is... Who said you can't race at Brands Hatch? These guys are doing a fantastic job of showing us that we can.
Yeah, with these drivers who are supposed to be way farther up in the field, having to do this tear through the field, definitely makes this so close. Oh, contact with... Oh, was that a Zamora? Yeah,
it did look like a Lamborghini, yeah.
Yeah, so he's gonna fall back quite a bit there. But yeah, like I was saying though, with all these drivers who were supposed to be farther up in the field, and even many of them qualifying much farther up in the field, it's definitely gonna promote some close racing here.
Hanzo looking racy here, of course, had a good qualifying outing, as we saw. He was in the first session, I believe he was in P4 provisionally, so he's trying to put the pressure here on Thomas Olhausen. I did see a little bit of bumping between Thomas Olhausen and Zipperburn Jr., our current silver leader, on the back straight, and the Nissan was just pushing that Porsche up the straight there heading into turn 5. But now the Porsche is also pressuring the Nissan here. Has a good run, but the Nissan just dragging away ever so slightly, as it usually does on the straights. It's just got too much of a good drive, and Sean Williams right ahead of Olhausen. It's going to be very close side by side here. A little bit of flashing from Sean Williams. We're still going side by side. These drivers showing that the racing is very, very possible. We see yellow flag. That's 919. Tristan Zamora has spun backwards. Let's see what happened here with the Lamborghini. Jack Krause's teammate. I believe this Lambo team has not had the best of days, with Jack Krause having to cede so many positions after taking that early pit stop. And then Tristan Zamora now getting into an incident, bringing out the first yellow flags of the race.
See
what happened here.
This is ended
Druids.
Oh, he gets hit from the back. And he comes back across the track. Oh, heartbreaking for Tristan there.
Should be unfortunate for sure. I think Philip Mueller, Matt Higgs, and Doug Mitchell. we saw that Amos Melva and Doug Mitchell had the same qualifying times, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen? There's the same purple lap time of a 23.832 between Doug and Matt Higgs in P2. Oh my God, Riley. I mean, I was talking to Donovan about how qualifying in D2 has been nothing short of the most entertaining aspect of D2 this season, but even...
It has been so close.
It's just insane. It's so closely matched. I can't even fathom. I thought Doug was just going to run away with this, but Matt Hicks clearly showing he's got the pace.
Yeah, he's definitely hanging in there. What is the current gap here? Is it 5 seconds? Yeah, it looks like 5.2 seconds off of Doug. So Doug is still pulling quite a bit of a lead here. Where is Amos up to currently? He's in P24 still. So, wow. Yeah, I think that, these guys with their almost identical times and then identical quality times, it's just wild. Like, how often do you really see that in, the sim racing world, to be able to put down identical times repeatedly, let alone twice in the same event?
I think I would imagine it's a bit more common than, of course, in real life, especially if you get what Donovan was saying, that the higher up in the divisions you go, the closer it's going to be. A lot of these drivers, of course, on top of it, getting the practice in, they're getting extremely familiar with the track. Of course, we see title rivals right here, Paulie Hartman and Brian Anderson, next to each other on track, with their other rival, Amos Mova, already fulfilling his pit requirements. So I'm curious to see how Amos is getting on. His last lap was a 23.88, so it's very close to what Matt and Doug have been doing at the front. So if he can keep up this pace, maybe he'll be able to undercut Matt Higgs at least. I believe Doug Mitchell's kind of out, you know, in his own world at the moment. Maybe he'll just continue this way, but Amos Momo just taking the safe way out of the situation.
Well, coming down through turn 1 there into Druids here. This train right here is so hard to follow through this corner. It's impossible to see the curb on the inside to make sure that you're hitting the apex. Then you're down here into this hill, following it, and like, you know, trying to hit the apex going uphill on this next corner here is extremely difficult, especially if anybody kicks up dirt or anything as you're trying to line that up. This is, man, it's incredible. I love whenever we get to see this close, you know, really close train following as these guys put it around the track.
Of course, it's nice for us, but for the drivers, you know, having the car so close in front, especially in night where it's already difficult to spot your apexes, your braking points. I imagine it's like a lot of drivers are thinking about that early pit stop. Amos Movo already electing for that pit stop, and he's going to be held up. We see Amos Movo right behind, just I believe that's Kyle Barber and Tristan Zamora right ahead of him. Yeah, these drivers obviously don't have to cede the position. I believe Kyle Barber is blue flag, so he will have to. But right ahead of him is Tristan Zamora. These two drivers are in their own race. So Amos Movo is going to be still on his own lonely island of just hot lapping. And he did lose a little bit of time, so I wonder what happened there with him. But his drivers ahead will have to see position if he can keep that blue flag between them. But Mason Moffitt and Nico Suave are going side by side. Something happened here. The yellow flag is Nico Suave in the back. This is the train with Brian Hartman. Oh. So Brian Anderson is very crucial for him to get past Mason Moffitt. There's a little bit of a tap on exit of Druids. Paulie Hartman getting past Mason Moffitt and Nico Suave. I do want to go back and see what happened. If I can get to Nico's car. Let's see if I can go back. There was some hard racing here, of course, on exit from the last corner. Looked like Mason Moffitt got a better exit, electing to choose the inside line, which is arguably the desired line, but if you can carry the speed around the outside, which Nico Suave is going to try to do here, Mason Moffitt just overshooting and hip checking Nico Suave off track, and that's going to be the car in the gravel. Is able to keep it moving, of course, but he's going to lose multiple positions from that incident there. He's going to have to rejoin safely for Nico Suave there. He's going to lose a lot of spots.
I think Mason Moffitt, you know, being way more shallow than he had ever really practiced there. But yeah, definitely unfortunate for Nico Suave there.
Yeah, but in turn, we saw Brian Anderson get past Mason Moffitt. Mason Moffitt leaking positions here, maybe a little bit shaken up after that incident with Nico Suave. Lost the position to Paulie, lost the position to Brian. These two drivers know that they're in it to win it. They know that Amos is on for that P2 position, which is going to give him a lot of points. We talked about that drop round. Brian Anderson's got a pretty healthy drop race. I don't know exactly how many points it is necessarily, but he's going to want to maximize his result for sure.
Yeah, he's got 170 drop points. But yeah, I mean, like I was saying, he's on quite a bit of a tear. He's got a bit of a more formidable opponent ahead of him in Paulie Hartman, who is his championship rival, which it's definitely interesting. Even with all the chaos, these two are right next to each other, you know, only 5 points away from each other in the championship, and then only right next to each other on track as well.
So we can see on the mini-map, Amos Movo heading through Druid's corner right now in turn 2, already past those blue flag bars. To answer Art's question, there were 2 blue flags, Kyle Barber and Tristan Zamora having their own incidents. I don't remember seeing what happened to Kyle Barber, but yeah, this is currently, I would say, the fight of the race right here. Apart from that fight for P3 and P4, even Marvin right on the back of Phil Mueller. So maybe that Nissan is just struggling a lot in the race. I don't know.
The Nissan, I mean, speaking from experience, the Nissan is not fun here. I drove it here in season 12, I want to say. Granted, that was a race I did 0 practice for, but it was not the easiest car to drive around here in my experience.
Absolutely, yeah. The Nissan is one of those cars that, you know, if you can get used to it, get its quirks, you know, done and dusted, then I mean, it's going to be an absolute rocket ship. But if you're at all struggling with the confidence in the car, it's going to be something to that's going to hinder you more than benefit you for sure. So obviously Philip Mueller, Thomas Olhausen getting that win 2 weeks ago. So obviously these two drivers are holding the grips of the car, but we saw the Nissan struggling, and the camera just does not want to pan over, and he's going to leave it to Ethan Marvin. Why did it do that? I don't understand. I clicked on the TV1 camera, and it was like, yeah, I'm going to show this very luscious greenery over here. You know?
Yeah, and now the forest.
And now you can see the beautiful English forest right here, here in Kent, England. Yeah, Ethan Marvin getting up to, effectively it's going to be P3, but with Amos Movo's undercut, it's going to be possibly P2. I'm curious to see what times is Amos doing. He's doing 23s. Last lap for Matt Higgs was 24.4, Ethan Marvin 24.4.9. So yeah, I think Amos has obviously already cleared these drivers, but has he cleared Matt Higgs? Is he going to clear Doug Mitchell? I don't know. Wait to find out.
Yeah, shout out to the top two drivers have identical fastest laps too. That's exciting.
No, we didn't mention that. I was saying, I think you were gone for the moment, but
yeah,
I was telling Riley that not only in qualifying are we having matching times, but in the race as well. It's a communal purple lap, we say.
Yeah, I love it.
If I can't have purple, we're all gonna have purple. Amos Movo,
that's right.
Speaking of, just goes purple with a 23.7. So yeah, those tires are coming alive. He's struggling a little bit on exit there for
into the sand trap, just a little bit there.
Great line.
Yeah, optimal for sure.
You're cooling
Jason
the tires
Allen.
so that way they last longer.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Jason Allen electing
Yeah,
for that earlier pit stop as well. Currently sitting about, I want to say, 12 seconds behind Amos Movo. So it's going to be interesting to see. So we see Doug Mitchell heading around, approaching turn 2 right now. So that's one thing to consider. If you're electing for that early pit stop, you don't want to get yourself into that point where you're going to be blue flagged to the car that is effectively on the lead lap. Thomas Olhausen keen to get past Raf Cab here, as he is trying to score those very vital points for his team championship. Matt Higgs and Brian Anderson, of course, the teammate duo. Jason Allen having a yellow flag, having a moment there. What's going on with what happened to Jason here? He is sideways.
Oh, no, he's not looking the right way.
You can't park there, Jason. Let's see what happened to Jason Allen.
Is this turn 3? Yeah.
Let's see what happened here. Jason Allen, of course, in the My Teammate Sucks McLaren, and I imagine...
Wow.
I imagine we know what Mike Gino is saying right now.
Yeah.
My teammate sucks.
That was a bit of a strange one, though.
I think
I know what happened.
I've done that a few times. I think it's there if you're coming off the brakes just a little bit too early, applying the throttle right there. The weight transfer comes around, and the rear end just wants to swap sides with you. So I've definitely experienced that here practicing. But it is unfortunate to see Jason face the wrong direction.
I guess that's my lack of mid-engine experience there.
I was thinking it was either one of two things. One of them, of course, Ryan in the chat saying that it could have been TC off. I think another one is that he did just come out of the pits, so maybe the cold tires were just a little bit too cold on exit there, got it on the throttle a bit too early, and just had a little bit too much wheel spin for his comfort. So yeah, Jason Allen is now in this gaggle of cars here, fighting for position, of course. All these cars have pitted, so Amos Movo leading them all. Right behind him, Justin McKechnie is about 30 seconds back from where Amos is. We can see Amos is approaching turn 7 and turn 8 now. But Doug Mitchell, Matt Higgs in their own world. Then you have this train of cars that have already pitted. So the relative is completely all over the place right now in terms of who's fighting who on track. Oh, and Paulie Hartman likes to pit. So he's going to be exercising his flexibility. Hint, hint, Red Bull McLaren. His flexibility of being behind or ahead of Brian Anderson, and he's going to take the early pit stop so to avoid any undercut shenanigans from Brian Anderson right behind him.
Yeah, I think that's I mean, I wonder if I'm sure he's also got a Fire Queso in his ear, keeping an eye on things. And it looks like he has a fairly clean track. Obviously, he has Doug Mitchell just in front of him. But, I mean, if they're similar on pace, it shouldn't be too bad here between these two.
Doug Mitchell's last lap was a 24.427, so he's not exactly losing too much pace, but right now Amos Movo in those high 23s, so he's trying to keep it as consistent as possible, of course maintaining as much clean air as possible. He's still, the next car up the road is Matt R in the car 415, you can see on the mini map. Ethan Marvin electing for that pit stop, so he's going to be covering off any drivers around him, so that's going to be the likes of Philip Mueller, I believe as well. We had behind Wilder Vargas and Selena Boonster fighting for that P4 and P5 right now. Selena Boonster going past, I believe that is Ponzo Rigatoni in the yellow Porsche, the yellow Rexy Porsche. So yeah, like I said, everyone's just all over the place in terms of where we are on track. Selena Boonster taking a lot of the curb there, a lot of the grass as well on the right hand side. You want to be careful, especially in turn 5. It's a very tricky corner to get right, especially on the race fuel. So it's going to be, we see some passes here. Ravcap going off track. That's going to give the position to Thomas Olhausen. We saw him with a bit of a flash there. So, you know what? I'm going to take it as an indication that something happened between these two drivers. And we're seeing here, they're going side by side, heading into turn 3. Olhausen having the outside. Oh my, that was very close.
What?
And then some good door banging through here.
Side by side, Ravcap, then he hold it around the outside. He's off the track there. Thomas Olhausen going past Ravcap after a very, very tidy up and under at turn 3. That was a nice move, I might say.
That was a really nice move at turn 3 there.
Very lovely. Very lovely, Jelly. Selena Boonster like the pits there. I want to keep an eye on Amos Movo. He had a bit of a stinker last lap, 25.5, so that's 2 seconds off of his own pace. Riley, you gotta go check on him. Tell him, hey, you gotta get your head in the game. What's going on?
No, I don't want to distract him right now. He's probably got about 1 billion spreadsheets up in the car.
The plot man
making
himself.
sure that all of his data's lining up with what he, compiled throughout the week. So
yeah.
This might be part of his strategy. I don't know.
Stand back a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so looking at the gap from Amos to Selena, of course, it is now well over 8-9 seconds. They started close to each other, so Amos taking that early pit stop. Maybe he's gained enough of an advantage to maybe even challenge Doug for that P1, because, you know, his average pace in the last couple of laps, I would say, has been a bit quicker than Doug Mitchell, apart from that one tiny issue. But Paulie Hartman is right behind Ethan Marvin, so this is the fight for P4 now. So, unless Ethan Marvin had a bit of an issue, because Selena's ahead of both of them. Ethan Marvin was ahead of Selena, for sure, I believe.
Well, looking at Ethan Marvin's pit stop, it was about 10 seconds slow. So I don't know what happened in his pit. I don't know if he repaired damage or missed box or both.
10 seconds. I would think you're definitely repairing something there. That's a...
Yeah.
Substantial missed box if that happened.
Yeah, because he was 43 seconds stopped. So yeah,
that is quite a while.
Optimal here is about 32, right? So or like the whole time to hit, would be like, it looks like most people, 54 seconds is about what you want. Amos Movo also a little bit slower in the pit, 3 seconds slower. If we're gonna see Philip,
there goes Selena past Philip Mueller, so that's gonna be P4 sorted. I wonder. So yeah, the pit entry is something that's also something to note here. As if you've gone through it before, it's very tricky. It's very easy to put the car on the wall. We saw it with Kyle Barber in the first of our 3 quality sessions that we watched, taking that practice pit entry. But yeah, it's not easy. It's very easy to gain time. It's way easier to lose time than to gain time. So Philip Mueller, they're getting overtaken by Selena Boonster. I gotta say, Philip's pace has been a little bit unexpected. Jason Allen, another yellow flag. He was in that gaggle of cars fighting for.
No! Coming together with Panzo, it looks like there.
Oh, he's under threat now from the BMW. If Nico Suave is gonna let him by. Oh, what? That's Kyle Barber. Oh,
I think that's blue flag. Kyle Barber.
Side by side with Justin McKechnie heading into turn 1, and what happened here, because we saw and he just cuts a
that was McKechnie.
Okay. Justin goes just a little bit deep, it looks like there again. I don't know if these
this is what happened. So that was Panzo then. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's either I think that was Panzo, right?
Yeah,
I think
it was.
so. Panzo's in the yellow Porsche.
Panzo's in the pit.
So
Oh,
Brian Anderson in the pits. Of course, already Amos has gone by.
and then
Selena's
is that
going by
McKechnie
now.
there? Who's that? Oh, that's Anderson. Okay.
So
I
Anderson
never
going
get to see
by.
these cars.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm curious.
Yeah, well,
So Paulie Hartman is now coming out of the pits, and he's gonna be it's gonna be close.
It is so close between.
Oh, it's gonna be Brian has to take the inside of not only Paulie but also from Ethan Marvin, and that's gonna invite. Oh my God, that's gonna invite Paulie Hartman on the inside, but Ethan Marvin closes the door on the inside for turn 2. Brian is not only gonna get past his title rival Paulie Hartman, but he's also gonna get past his silver rival of Dick Burn Jr. Ethan Marvin into. I don't even know what provisional place this would be because we have Wilder Vargas ahead, Philip Mueller, Celine Boonster, and Amos Movo as well. And look who's elected to pit. Doug Mitchell has elected to pit now. So let's keep an eye on where Amos Movo is because Amos Movo, his last lap was a 24.4. Doug Mitchell's was a 24.5. Very close between everybody here. So we're watching that track map. We're watching it.
Oh, I think that this could be
Doug
very,
is gonna
very
get
close
this.
here.
I think Amos is going to be effectively P2.
Doug is clear. He's way clear.
Yeah, he is. Okay.
He's very clear. Look how. Look at.
Wow.
that. Doug. Here, wait. Let's look at his pit stop. So yeah, he had a perfect pit stop. Doug did, and but that's even more than that because he's quite a bit away.
Doug shows up. He's an enigma to me. He shows up, arrive and drive, sets the same quality time as Amos, who's practiced all week, takes the lead by 6 seconds at one point, gets the perfect pit stop, and is right back out on track, laying down the laps. What a machine!
Yeah, arrive and drive, man.
The back-to-back himself.
Yeah.
And we see Matt Higgs also into the pits, so following suit with his podium compatriot Doug Mitchell. So P1 and P2. P1's already been in the pits. Matt Higgs now into the pits as well. Kevin Nichols also into the pits. That's going to leave Max Diggs still out on track. RefCap as well, still on that track. So it's about the time where, if you really had nothing to worry about, it's good to pit now. It's halfway through the race, but it's going to be interesting to see. Oh, Amos Movo had a bit of a mistake. Goes over the curb, gets a little bit of the bump there. It's not going to do him any good in trying to catch Matt Higgs, and Matt Higgs is not moving yet. We saw Doug Mitchell moving at about this time, so it's going to be interesting to see how close Amos got, what kind of a dent he put into the lead that Matt Higgs and Doug Mitchell had. And it's good. I think he's gotten past Matt Higgs here.
Yeah, I think he's gotten.
Or it's going to be close. Oh, that was very close.
Wow, that was really close.
Between the two. Little bit of oversteer there from a little bit twitchy from Amos there. But yeah, he's got him for now. But yeah, Matt Higgs has much fresher tires, obviously, and hopefully Amos's tire pressures are well dialed in because it's as we saw from the races yesterday, a lot of drivers suffering pressure loss. This is a track that's easy to have pressure loss. Just normally, but also when it's the time of day and it's the track is cooling down. It's definitely that's definitely going to be concern for the drivers who pit early.
I think for Amos, it's going to be definitely more of a concern to keep the car on track than to keep the car behind right now because these pressures are going to get a little bit low. The car is going to start to feel a little bit light. The Ferrari already feels quite light on the steering naturally, so it's incredibly difficult to pass your brands, especially if you're putting the car in the right places. But Matt Higgs not having a good outlap. He's already Amos has pulled a 1.2 second gap, so that's going to promote him from P3 on track to P2. And this is pretty much exactly what Amos would have wanted. Doug Mitchell's first flying lap was 23.6, so that time is going to keep coming down and down and down as the tires keep warming up. So Doug Mitchell currently going to be an outright absolute domination of a win at the moment, but Amos Movo electing for that super early pit stop, even earlier than mine, yeah, promoted himself from P3 to P2 now.
Yeah, Doug taking the fastest lap on his first lap on the new tires. I have a feeling we're just going to see that gap extend now that Amos is going to definitely start struggling with the tires. I'm predicting, but yeah, and he's got blue flag up here as well, which who's going off the track. He's going to be able to get around him pretty smooth.
I was going to
That's actually
Matt Hicks a little bit. Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's... It's a bit
Definitely impeded Matt Higgs just a little bit. They're able to keep everything clean. Matt Higgs definitely getting a little bit of a flasher use there, but yeah, everybody's pointing the right direction now. So
at the end of the day, that's what we want, especially with the early server issues of tonight. So it's definitely nice to see. And as the clock ticks down, we're entering the second half of this race. We're also entering the last hour of today, and my final project is still waiting for me to finish. But hey, like I said, priorities, am I right? SRA over anything, baby. But yeah, Matt Higgs finally getting his tires warmed up. His last lap was a 23.9. Granted, it was invalid. It's definitely considerably quicker than Amos's last lap with a 24.5. But if Amos, like I said, if he can put the car, he can be fast where he needs to be fast, which is going to be on exit from this corner. It's going to be a turn 1 at turn 2, especially also leading from the penultimate corner onto the last corner. I think he's going to be more or less okay, and he's not going to be the best shape here, but Matt Higgs electing to take the very, very shallow inside line, but Amos Mo is still going to hold that position from Matt Higgs, and the camera once again just electing to show some greenery. I don't
camera. Yeah. Drunk cameraman there.
Yeah, we gotta get a hold of that guy.
You go from having like Coda having one of the best like sets of cameras to Brands Hatch. Like,
yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, little do we know that camera's 3 miles away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Amos Movo here is definitely going to be under pressure for Matt Higgs, not from just this lap that we just had, but from the next lap and the next 26 minutes of laps, because this race is far from over for Amos Movo, and Matt Higgs is certainly wanting to reclaim that P2 from Amos's early pit stop. Oh, Amos goes a little bit wide there, dives very early to the apex, and that's going to invite Higgs a little bit even closer to Amos Mova than he was heading into turn 2, now into turn 3. It's a decent exit. Like I said, he wants to have a good exit leading from this turn 4 right here. It's very important that he gets a good run so that the Lamborghini doesn't make any dents into the Delta. And it looks a little bit tricky there for Amos Mova. The Ferrari, of course, having that functioning traction control, but the rear tires certainly feeling it now, especially going over the grass or the bumps of Brands Hatch. It's definitely tricky. So these tires are going to have a very difficult time keeping this Lamborghini behind.
Yeah, he's definitely looks like I feel like Amos is definitely already struggling a bit with the tires, which you definitely don't want to see with it only be, I mean, still having 25 minutes left in the race.
Tom Mitchell just put in a 23.38.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, he's cooking.
That's a pretty good lap, I gotta say. It's a pretty good lap.
Yeah, that's cooking.
Anyway,
Unless
showing some love to the rest of our Division 2 drivers. Oh, I want to stay on board because Amos Moa looked like he was a little bit slow heading into turn 1 there. Matt Higgs is going to be close. There's the yellow flags. Matt Artem is sitting on the main straight there. Don't know if that's just, I think he's just, you know, he's quitting. Yeah, he's returned to garage there.
He did
yeah, showing a bit of love to the rest of Division 2. Of course, we got Selena Boonstra undercutting Philip Mueller, sitting in P4, which is going to be your season best result, with Philip Mueller right behind and Wilder Vargas also right behind. So this battle for P4 is going to be super interesting later into this race. Kevin Nichols, our current silver leader, not having had that top silver finish, but of course having the hot lap pace at this track, now having the race pace ahead of Ethan Marvin, ahead of Brian Anderson, and Paulie Hartman not too far behind in P10. And Mike Gino currently sitting in P12, Max Dix in P11, and Dick Zipburn Jr. also not too far behind in terms of points. So P13, according then close to Ethan Marvin's P9. If Dick Zipburn Jr. can make some inroads on this pack of Paulie Hartman, Max Diggs, and Mike Gino, maybe get into some fighting there, then something's possible. Speaking of fighting, we got Jess Osborne, Justin McKechnie, Pat Cockcroft, and Mason Moffitt looking behind, trying to get the scraps from this fight, because boys and girls, we're seeing more side by side here. A little bit of a bump there from Justin McKechnie and Jess Osborne heading into turn 4, still side by side there with Mason Moffitt and Pat Cockcroft as well. Brands Hatch showing us that racing is possible for the millionth time, as I said this stream. And the BMW behind Nico Suave electing to choose the inside line, thinks better of it, but still keeping that nose inside. Mason Allen right behind in P20 after having a few incidents. Looking racy here. not losing any confidence whatsoever. This is a very, very close train of cars here fighting for P15. I mean, you know, there's racing everywhere at this track, it seems.
Yeah, a lot of these drivers. Oh, yeah,
Oh, Pat's off there.
Get a little bit sideways there through whatever.
A little
turn
bump
that
on Jason
was.
Allen coming back on the track there.
Yeah. Yes, back pointing the right direction.
Brian Anderson getting
least,
past Kevin Nichols. That's going to be huge for the championship ramifications here. The silver leader of this race at the moment, now falling behind to the clutches of the actual silver contender, Ethan Marvin here. And Ethan, I believe, is going to have a very nice run on Kevin Nichols here. The Lexus is just that car. You know, it's going to have a slipstream. Let's just look on it. Pull. Oh, it's pulling. It's pulling. It's pulling. It's pulling. It's pulling. It's pulling. It's going to be side by side heading to turn 5.
Wow.
Is it going to have the grip around the outside? No, they collided. Kevin Nichols and both drivers are off track. Oh my God. Is not going to rejoin. Oh, he's going to rejoin right on the racing line. It's going to be a very unexpected speed. And Dick Zipper Jr. is going to be looking at this thinking, oh my goodness, my rival just had a crash with another silver driver, and he's going to be right behind Ethan Marvin on track, which means very similar points between the two drivers.
Yeah, that was definitely spicy. And speaking of spice,
Higgs gets around Movo there.
Yeah, he gets around Movo in turn 1. I wonder if he just got a lot of pace on him, and if they went into the turn side by side. But yeah, so Higgs getting around Movo there. Yeah, a lot of chaos there in a couple laps.
Absolutely, I believe. Yeah, it looks like Amos and Matt were fighting last lap because their times compared. Oh my God, Doug did an invalid 23.1. But it looks like these two cars are, according to their times, they were just fighting a little bit. Doug holding a 20-second gap over P2, and the rightful order of the race from the start has been restored. So Amos Movo's undercut worked only a little bit, but Matt Higgs was just a bit too quick on the first, as well as Doug Mitchell, and the order has been reset. But we saw some movers, of course, with some undercuts. Selena Boonster in P4 now, still holding up Philip Mueller and Wilder Vargas behind. So Wilder having a better race this season from past weeks, holding that P6 position pretty steadily. But of course, as well, we see the title rivals Brian Anderson and Paulie Hartman. With seeing Amos move in P3, they've got to be thinking, I got to make a little bit more inroads, maybe on Wilder Vargas and in this pack ahead with Selena Boonstra. Only 6 seconds up the road for Brian Anderson. So of course we see Brian has the pace, Paulie's also got the pace, but he's currently defending from Max Diggs. There's a little bit of movement here with Raf Cab. There's a bit of fighting still in this pack between the silver drivers. Raf Cab and Pat Cockcroft enjoying a little bit of rustling and tussling here with 20 minutes to go at Brands Hatch. Oh, I'm out of breath. There's so much going on.
Russell was Pat's old teammate. He's not his current teammate.
Oh, yeah, that works out. A little bit of wordplay there.
Yeah, but yeah, Russell Allen getting sick of the Porsche, and Pat is his Porsche is unbreakable. His love for the Porsche is unbreakable. Nico Suave, a ton of pace on Justin going to the inside defending. Looks like it's just a matter of time though that Nico can find his way around. Really a bit late on the brakes though through there, and Justin gets to break away a bit. Justin has had quite an exciting race this race. There's been a lot of wheel to wheel for him.
Yeah, I gotta say, I mean, it's been nothing short of entertaining, at least for us commentators. I mean, of course, the first hour was a bit iffy in terms of the server health, but right now, I mean, we're seeing some Matt Higgs improving his best lap to a 23.7. So of course he's slower than Doug. I mean, everyone's slower than Doug, it seems, this race, but there's no beating that guy this race. But Matt Higgs very much showing that he's podium worthy for sure. So Amos Movo falling a bit back, but he's going to try to manage those tires now. He's 3 seconds behind Matt Higgs, so those tires have seen better days. I do want to go on board to see how he's managing these corners, because the tires will just stop gripping up at some point. And I mean, I hope for his sake that he's able to keep the car in this position for the remainder of the race. But I mean, electing such an early pit stop has its downsides for sure. So this is going to be someone to look out for in the dying minutes.
Yeah, for sure. If he could stay ahead of Selena, which he does have a pretty good gap to Selena at the moment, it's definitely, wasn't a terrible move. I mean, he's, still in a good position, and it was worth, the risk in my opinion. But I also always love, an early pit stop. A lot of my personal successes have come from earlier pit stops. I don't know about second lap pit stops. That's really early, but I don't know. I still like it.
Indeed. Yeah, you pulled an early pit stop. What was it, Elton Park, right?
Alton Park, yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah, back in D2. What was that, season 13?
Oh, season 13. Yep.
Yeah, season 13. Yeah. Yeah. Also a British track. Losing, out on tire pressures.
Well, there's the yellow flag. That's Justin McKechnie. We were talking about how he's had very eventful race. It got a little bit more eventful, it seems. So there was a yellow flag between him and Nico. Oh, very close there on the brakes for Nico Suave. Maybe just Justin McKechnie braking a bit too early for Nico's liking. Justin not having as much confidence as he would have wanted, having a car behind. Maybe, the flashers come out and Justin McKechnie gets a little bit. Oh, there's a bit of a bump and Justin just goes wide.
Whoa.
Okay. Well,
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it was hard to see.
Master gets flashed, and then yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also, shout out to Justin running his rain light when there's no rain.
Yeah, you're about a week, 2 weeks too late, Justin.
He's so much the flash master. He has to run the flash in the back as well.
I thought I saw that earlier, but I didn't want to say anything in case I was seeing things. But no, confirmed. The rain light is on. So looking at the championship standings right now for D2, if Amos can keep this P3 under his belt, it does provisionally slide him into P2 for the championship currently, and it does chop the lead down between him and Brian Anderson by 20 points, I believe is what the spread will be. So currently he's down by 40 points off of... Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, he will slide into definitely P2, but I think the gap's still going to remain just a little bit larger than 20 points for Brian Anderson. So, but we still have one race to go, so this is tightening up here as we get towards the end of this title fight.
Anything can happen, for sure. Another thing that to mention is, of course, the team standings. Brian Anderson, Matt Higgs having a very strong performance after 2 weeks ago we had Philip Mueller and Thomas Olhausen finishing very, very strongly. Of course, that result changed after a post-race penalty was applied to Philip Mueller after having that one incident with Amos Movo at 130 yards towards the end of the race. But that didn't really change much. They were initially ahead by, I believe, 7 points in the team championship. Now they're down 1 point, and this race is definitely going to change that. So the Rorschach bros are going to have a nice time tonight if the results can stay as they are.
Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen with the, if there's going to be any action, with the all the server issues. I definitely don't envy the admins in that situation. But either way, this has turned out to be quite an exciting race, and huge shout out to Brian Anderson. Running P7 right now, he still looks like he's got pace in him. And I mean, if you think about it, Philip Mueller, who's right in front of him, started technically in the position that he got from qualifying. So that's definitely kind of interesting. He was only 2 seconds off there. So I mean, Brian's just had, I think, a crazy race this race, and
He's too quick.
Yeah. I mean, the P7 doesn't really necessarily show that, but he's definitely one of the fastest drivers on track.
Do you think that you think he would have been able to challenge Doug Mitchell though?
I wonder. It's hard because Doug's in the Lexus, which that's a hard car to battle against. It's especially compared to the Lambo. You're fast on different parts of the track from the Lexus, and so it's both hard to make passes and to defend. But Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. He's definitely quick. I mean, looking at their current laps, Brian Anderson's last lap was 2/10 faster than Doug's lap. I feel like Brian's been quietly really quite quick. So yeah, I don't know. Hard to say, but I feel like he would have at least been up there with him.
Yeah, of course, this race did go on after a few server restarts, and I'm glad that it's working. I'm catching up on what's happened in D4 because, of course, it happened on their side too. A lot of unhappy people. I mean, unfortunately, the admins did what they could. It's a very tough ask to try to get a solution on the 5C. Jack Cross getting a little bit disheveled there through turn 7. See what happened to him. Of course, on his own, taking that very early pit stop, having to say to a lot of drivers. I was not. Look at this. I'm like, oh wow, wow. That's rare. I gotta say that's rare. I wonder if he touched the grass on the outside heading into the corner, having to wait for the other Lamborghini of Matt Higgs, of course, running P2 at the moment to get around. But look at this. I do want to point out that Brian Anderson's only a second behind Philip Mueller, and this is still the fight for P4. This would be huge for Brian if he can get past anyone at this point.
Yeah, but especially Philip Mueller, considering that they're fighting each other in the championship, after this race. Again, I don't know how they're going to count points and everything. It's what happened?
Was that Wilder?
Was that Wilder Vargas?
It was Wilder.
What? I think he just caught a little bit of grass on the end of or edge of turn 3, and
I was eating one of my French fries and I saw a Ferrari spinning. I was like, what happened?
Yeah. I was looking over at race control and I just saw it out of the corner of my eye.
No.
Yep, just a little bit of grass. I do want to touch on one thing there real quick, Anton. French fries over wedges?
Yep. I was telling Donna that we have to talk about this. I'm not sure if
That's a perfect segue.
I had Chick-fil-A today, and they don't have potato wedges, so yeah, I mean, hold on, let's talk about this. I prefer potato wedges over fries, in my opinion.
See, I prefer fries over potato wedges.
I'm with you, Riley. I'm
wedges are just too potatoey, I guess. I don't know how to
quantify
it depends, why I don't prefer
what
them.
What you're eating with them, right?
True.
You mean like the mainstay or like the condiment?
The main.
Okay.
Like I would enjoy some potato wedges with like a nice steak dinner, but having like potato wedges in like a Five Guys burger, I want them fries.
Right.
Yeah,
those are my favorite fries right there, by the way. Five Guys fries. Ooh! Oh, wait a minute! Look at this, Dixon Burton Jr. ahead of his title rival, Ethan Marvin. What? This did just happen, I think. So, perfect.
It did, yeah.
It did.
Oh, Ethan Marvin gets
Ethan Marvin
wide.
Way deep into turn 1, and yeah, that's gonna be just over.
Looks like the fronts just didn't grip up at all there, and Ethan Marvin. I feel like this has been a common theme for him throughout the season. It's just that the beginning half of the race has been super, super good for Ethan, and then towards the end of the races, it's just been a little bit difficult to manage. Maybe the tire wear is just getting to the Lexus. Maybe there's some pressure loss going on, but Ethan Marvin losing out a spot to Zip Jr. here, which is going to be, I would imagine with the way that quali went, I think this is the best case scenario for Zip here. It's exactly what he wanted, just to be ahead of his title rival.
Yeah, honestly, this is all that he, I think could have wished for, honestly. And he's made up a ton of positions too. I mean, all the way back into P11, he was almost in dead last, really, to start the race. If not, he was. Which, yeah, super unfortunate for him. But however, he's made up a lot of places, I think, between him and Brian, in their own rights, in their own championships, I think are, some of the most impressive, for this race.
Yeah, Brian has moved up 22 spots, of course, from P28, and Dick Zipper Jr. 18 spots from P29. So, fantastic races from both of those drivers. And of course, they're, Brian's teammate capitalizing on his own pace, sitting in P2 at the moment. This is going to be one of the more fun boots, I think. Doug Mitchell had the first time, and I'm going to be speaking with him if the result stays as it is. Matt Higgs, of course, returning to the booth after his P1 performance against Amos Movo and Silverstone, and Amos Movo returning to the podium. So that's going to be definitely nice. One race to go. But yeah, I mean, I don't really see much else happening apart from this battle for P4. Amos Movo falling back 11 seconds now to Matt Higgs, and the gap between P2 and P1 has relatively been stable. I also want to point out that Matt Higgs' best lap was only 100th slower than Doug Mitchell's fastest lap. So those two drivers in a league of their own this race. If it wasn't for that early pace that Doug had, I think it would have been a lot closer. Of course, the race isn't over yet. Anything can happen. Doug is currently approaching. Actually, let's get on his car. We haven't seen too much of him. Of course, leading the race was a bit boring for him, but he's going to be seeing some cars. Of course, a good friend Pat Cockcroft right ahead in the car 86, returning with a bad shoulder. Yeah, I mean, good to see him back. I think actually it's his elbow, right? I believe it's his elbow.
It's his elbow, yeah. Yeah, his elbow.
Speaking of me, I'm a bad friend for not knowing that. Come on, man.
But yeah, Doug's been kind of role-playing Max Verstappen 23, and kind of just doing his own thing way ahead of everybody and not really having to worry about much.
Yep.
What would be
he's got to worry
really
about what McLaren drivers are doing at Qatar and not pitting under safety car.
yeah.
They've lost all the flexibility on this one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was really useful, that flexibility.
Right.
But anyway, the what would make him more of a Max 23 would be if he started complaining about the downshifting, while he's 20 seconds ahead of P2.
Or talking in the braking.
Yeah. I feel like that's more when he's chasing down, but
Yeah. I mean, still, it's definitely nice to be on your own while driving a track like this. That Cockcroft weaving in front of his is good, good bud there. It's like, I'll see you in Daytona, buddy. Just go easy on me when you pass me.
I wonder if that's a little bit of a Airbnb rivalry there, because
it definitely is.
Definitely, an Airbnb 1,
Oh my God, look at that.
Airbnb 3.
Got a little bit of it squirrely there, heading down turn 1, so this race ain't over. A few more moments like that and we could see, Wilder Vargas, yellow flag there.
Oh no.
Has to wait for Marvin.
We were talking about he was having such a good race this race, right next to Paulie Hartman. Something definitely happened in turn 4 there.
I'm curious to see this. Of course, they're side by side heading into turn 5. Oh, and they make it happen, make it work. So Paulie's gonna have the inside, but the nose is there. Oh no! They both get hit, and no, Paulie Hartman gets hit again. Oh my!
It's absolutely clobbered there. Oh man,
that's gonna promote Dick Zipper Jr. into the top 10. So a huge haul of points for the silver leader at the moment. But Max Diggs currently having that provisional silver win, so it's going to be another new silver winner this season. We've had so many, I feel like, just random occurrences of different silver drivers having a win. So we had, of course, we had Zip winning, I believe, Bathurst. We've had Ethan Marvin, I think, win twice. We've had Pat Cockcroft win, of course, in Zandvoort for silver class. I think, Riley, you were up there at some point too, right? You had a couple of good races. If Riley's even here. I don't even know where Riley is.
Yeah, Riley's here.
Maybe he's back racing.
Yeah. yeah, he gets back on track. But Zip almost had a really good race. If you remember last race at Suzuka, he was running P6 and had a very unfortunate incident at Dunlop and which, you know, brought him down to the back. But yeah, so he's definitely on a bit of a redemption run, especially after that quali. Selena, a little bit slidey there through turn 1, really gonna bring the field really close behind her. Yeah, I wonder if her tires are starting to not do so well.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's kind of settled in around the same pace at the moment. So, you know, we saw Amos, of course, pitting super early. Last lap being a 25-0. And we also see Philip Mueller's last lap being a 25-0. So these cars in a train, of course, the tires already past their best window. Brian Anderson still right behind, trying to pick up any scraps that are left in this race. 3 minutes to go. Doug Mitchell crossing the line. I believe it's going to be possibly another 3 laps. If, you know, he's going to continue his pace. It's going to be 3 laps. So, yeah.
Unless he decides to slow down and...
Oh, wait, there's a yellow flag. Hold on. Right where Doug Mitchell is. He's going to have to go around. Oh, my God. He's going to chuck up right behind him. This is not what he wants at the moment. Of course, he's flashing, trying to get past. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I
think that was Moffitt and Raf Cab.
Yeah, looks like it.
Moffitt's leading. I don't know. This might just be Raf Cab late on the brakes or something.
I think it is. Yep. Yeah, it was.
It is. Yeah.
So Mason Moffitt is off the racing line, of course, but then Doug Mitchell comes through, rejoins right in front of Doug, gives him the whole flashing treatment. You know, a bit of a scary region. Does give the place over, give the place up. That's going to bring, of course, Matt Higgs closer by about 4 seconds. It's not really going to do much with this much left in the race, but you know what it does? It might leave the race to just one more lap after that bit of a slowdown. I doubt it, but that's going to give Brian Anderson less and less of a chance to overtake P5, much less P4. So it looks like Selena had a poor run because Philip Mueller's right on the back. Or it might just be the fact that the Nissan is just so good out of turn 4. But yeah, Brian Anderson's still on the back here.
I feel like that is probably the best turn for the Nissan on this track is turn 4. And, you know, it's got a lot of top end grunt as well through the, through that back straight. So I feel like that's definitely, could be the case there where that's just the Nissan strength.
Anyway, we got a few more minutes left. Doug Mitchell, of course, crossing the line in time for one more lap. Kyle Barber getting a little bit out of hand there. He's going to end up in the wall. We did just see. So
Saves it.
Yeah, he dipped the wheel in the grass, and that's just going to... It's not what you want there for sure, but Kyle Barber saves it. Of course, it would have been pretty unfortunate having that on camera, but this fight for P4 it just ain't over yet. Philip Mueller trying to get that P4 back from Selena's undercut. Brian Anderson, of course, fighting from P28, which would have been P1 having not had the server issues initially, showing that, hey, I'm still in this championship fight, whether you like it or not. Amos Mova in P3 at the moment. Definitely not going to be happy to see his title rival make up so many spots in the race.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like this is the closest that Philip's been to Selena here. Looking at the speed traps, he does have the 3rd fastest, tied with Ethan Marvin in the Lexus, which is definitely, I mean, so the Nissan's definitely fastest. The fastest speed traps are Doug and Raf Cab, of course, in the Lexus. But either way, those two cars are clear and away the fastest car, you know, in the straight. I mean, it's not really even close.
But in the corners, the Nissan, of course, is going to be tricky. You got to get the car slowed down first, which means using those iffy brakes. And the Lambo is one of the best cars on the brakes, of course, having that engine map usage where the car's engine map ECU modes have increased braking performance with the engine braking. So Brian Anderson's going to have one more lap. Phil Mueller's going to have one more lap, try to get Selena Boonstra. Brian Anderson has one more lap, of course, try to get that nice P5 points for the championship, but he's going to be so close to Philip Mueller here,
on the bumper,
pushing him through the
corner. Can't even see the headlights. Oh,
that's going to be close. These drivers are only separated by 0.2 of a second in between each other. Phil Mueller having a good exit is going to be close to Selena here, and this might be an opportunity for Philip if he gets a good exit, which he does. I think it's going to be it for
Selena
Brian.
Gets a little bit sideways too.
Oh, he's going to have the... Is this going to be a 130R moment?
He's going to have the inside.
Oh, he thinks better of it.
He backs out of it. Yeah, so not
Doug
exactly
crosses the
the same
line
as
to win the race, but the action is not yet over for this spot, for this race right here. Brian Anderson trying to get any bit of room on the inside of Philip Mueller's car. And it's going to be close heading to the penultimate corner. Can he keep him behind for just one more corner? Gets a bit of a worse exit than Brian Anderson behind, but the grunt from the Nissan is just too good. It's like, oh, it's going to be super close. And Brian Anderson almost goes into the back of Philip Mueller. That's going to be it for the top 5 there. Amos Mova crossing the line in P3 after that very early pit stop. The top 3 not changing in any order. Philip Mueller finishing P5, Selena P4. Fantastic performance from Selena there. Philip into the wall. Mike Gino following Max Diggs. Max Diggs is going to be a new silver winner here this season. Finishing in P7, Mike Gino P8, Diggs Burn Jr. in P9 after, I want to say, one of those token drives from one of our top drivers this season. Of course, Brian Anderson, Diggs Burn Jr., and Thomas Olhausen all putting on a show for us by starting from the back and finishing pretty well. Jason Allen with a lot of damage on his car, back going off.
Huge amount of damage. Oh man.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo has seen better days. Quick what's the word?
That's not a representation of what this this night has been.
Absolutely.
I don't know what it is.
And he's gonna just crash over the line. That's not very safe of you, Jason.
Yeah, I'm sure Pat doesn't love it as much, but
yeah, and of course we're going to see the classic Thomas Olhausen reconnaissance lap and a couple of other drivers as well. Amos Mova. I wonder if the server is just stuck for me. I think it was stuck for my quality session as well. So that's going to be the race, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, there it is. That's going to roll over. So your winner, Doug Mitchell, for the first time this season. Of course, starting in D1 and moving from D1 to D2. We were thinking that he was going to dominate from the get-go, and he was very strong at Bathurst. Not quite getting the win, but getting a very, very good good pace out of the Lexus in a tricky circuit like Bathurst, but capitalizing on what has been a very interesting night for these drivers, getting that P1 position. P2, Matt Higgs, showing that he's had the pace and securing some very strong points for his team with Brian Anderson with a very, very fantastic result. I wonder what kind of ramifications will that pose for the team championship. And then Amos Mova with a very early pit stop from P3. Max Diggs winning silver, of course. So we're going to watch the drivers trickle into the race chat, see if we can get them for an interview. And I see one already, and I think Riley's going to enjoy this one, because we're going to have Riley's teammate Amos Mova in the booth, following in the footsteps of me, going for a very early pit. Talk us through that decision. Yeah, I'm Anton. You're Anton. Yep. Well, how'd that race go? I imagine those tires were difficult.
Oh, they were awful. I mean, I think I didn't put my race pressures on for my pit stop, so I had quality pressures on, and not as hot. So yeah, I definitely, my right rear was at 24.9 at the end.
Okay, well, that's not too shabby. At least it's still on the car, right? It's not punctured. So
I was kind of concerned about like a pop tire or something like that. I don't know if that ever happens.
I think it is possible, but it's only in extreme situations. But yeah, Amos Mova, you obviously selected for that early pit stop. Did you think that you had the pace on the cars ahead of you, or was it just you wanted some clean air? You didn't really want to think about having to follow cars?
Yeah, the initial reaction was, for some reason it seemed like Philip was struggling on the first couple laps, and then I bumped Philip, and then Matt, I don't know who actually, Miggs passed me eventually. Like, well, now I'm P4 and I'm stuck behind people that I think I'm faster than. I'll just go ahead and pit and figure a hot lap on a hot lap track. So
that you did.
Yeah, I did it the whole time. I'm
sure it was very eventful and fun for you.
It was something.
It was something. Well, yeah, we had your teammate obviously join us in the booth. I imagine your comments about the server issues are going to be the same as everyone else's, but you were able to capitalize, having the best result from your championship rivals. Of course, you were P3. Brian Anderson started on pole, but then having to disconnect, was starting very last place on the grid, but was able to finish P6.
Oh
so
wow, he was last. He started last then.
he started last place and went from last to P6. So
Dude, that's amazing. You should get a bonus point for that.
I'm sure you would not
yeah,
like
I saw him
that.
P1, like qualifying, whatever it was, and it was like, oh, geez, now he's not even here on the grid. I was like, ah, this is kind of unfortunate.
It is unfortunate, yes. But yeah, it's good points for the championship for you. One more round to go. Amos, how are you feeling heading into that?
I'm looking forward to Misano. Yeah, I my last race there, I think I had a drive-through, unfortunately. But I think I don't know, the tires get fried there. A lot of sliding around. I'm sorry, I'm very tired after that race. I'm like kind of fried.
I bet.
Yeah,
That's your bedtime. It was later than usual.
It's very, very late, yeah.
I can't believe you pitted on the first lap.
Well, I can't believe I had to pit on the first lap. Well, you know, nice to meet you, Riley. I'm sorry you didn't get a race. Yeah.
Well, sure, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Looking forward to Misano.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I do enjoy Misano. I didn't know that I was getting interviewed.
I want to know, how was the race for y'all?
it was a
Doug
lot
and
of
Matt.
it was a lot of talking about not the race initially, of course, but
yeah,
because I mean, we started going off on tangents about Christmas songs. About, of course, we had the requested segment on potato wedges versus French fries by Justin Succumb from last week.
Smart,
but, yeah, I mean, it was a long stream.
Doug had so much pace. He had so much pace.
Yeah, I mean, he did start in D1 and then got moved down and then showed that he was in fact D1 pace after all. So yeah, we'll talk to him about that. You know.
Yeah, must be fucking nice. I mean, must be nice.
Uh-oh.
Good catch there, buddy.
Yeah. But good race on the new rig, baby.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's only going to get better from here. So.
Yeah, I can't wait for next week.
I'm
gonna go to bed.
Yeah, another thing you can't wait for is going to sleep. So we're gonna let you go. Any shouts before I send you back to your bed?
To the admins for getting it done, just figuring out a way to make it work. Look, I don't know, my connection issues I guess went away out of nowhere. Like I had red bar in qualifying and then no red bar. It was back and forth. But yeah, so GG did
like that was for everybody.
Okay, good.
In the race.
Yeah.
Except for me.
Hot lap for life, because
there it is.
Hot lap track.
There it is.
And
well, yeah.
And shout out to Comcast for keeping my internet on.
There you go.
All right. Well, there you have it. Amos Movo, early undercutter, finishing P3. Bit of a few sketchy moments, but yeah, good.
What's the points look like?
I don't know.
I'll see y'all later.
You'll get to see you later. Anyway, good night, dude. See you. This guy out here.
Sounding like he's about ready to fall asleep.
Always a trip. Always a trip.
Anyway, we're gonna move on to our P2 finisher, Matt Higgs, into the booth again. Hello, you have been moved. Welcome back to the booth. I think it was last time.
I was robbed. P1? I was speaking.
Sorry, man. That's just how it goes.
All right. What's going on?
Well, I mean, I was going to ask you. I mean, it was a pretty eventful first 3 sessions, I guess, until the actual session started. So initially, we saw you. Oh my God, where were you in qualifying? I think the first time was pretty high up, and then the server restarted.
First time I was P1, and then before I kept seeing everyone disconnect, or the number flickering, people flickering, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna get DC'd again. It's Coda all over again. But before I got DC'd, I had a 22.9 on my relative, and then I got DC'd, and I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people probably share the same feelings with you on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would say, no offense to anybody in D2, but it seemed like everyone was just racing for P2 instead of P1 because Doug Mitchell was completely gone. But you also had the pace in that second stint. Your fastest lap was only, I think it was 10 thousandths behind Doug Mitchell. So you were also flying on your own. So did you think anything of Amos's early pit stop? Did you see that in the first place, or?
I saw him pit early, and I kind of didn't really think too much of it at the time because in my head I was working out, where he'd come out later in the race and his tires like stayed at the point. So I just kept my head down, just locked in on trying to catch Doug in front. And then, well, when I came out of the pits, my starter button, actually, I'll tell you about my pit stop because that's where it all went wrong. I stopped, it moved me, and then my starter button wouldn't kill it, so I had to wait for the game to kill the car. And then when I started back up again, my ignition button or the starter button wouldn't work either. So I lost like almost 6 to 7 seconds at the pit stop at least.
Got him. There it is. Sorry, continue.
Sorry, guys. I've let everyone down. Arjun's punching the air right now.
6-7.
Oh god.
It's late in the evening. We would have been done by now. Okay. I'm like my mental
clock. It was an eventful race.
Yeah, it was. I was surprised. There was a lot of battling. There was like, I mean, of course, you and Amos, you had the tire offset, so I imagine it was a little bit easier for you to get past. But there was a lot of like four square, 3 abreast, side by side action between a lot of drivers. So, I mean, we thought that it would be boring, but it wasn't. So
it was. I was just focusing on. I kind of figured I wouldn't catch Doug based on my terrible pit stop. So I just kind of locked in, trying to keep P2, no mistakes. You know, mistakes here and there. But by the end of the race, I had both my right side tires were low pressure. Like I got the low pressure little warning it goes off. And I'm like, oh man, I was dipping my tires into the grass and off the curbs too much. But what I wanted to do, in case I was called here, is I wanted to give a shout out to Brian Anderson, my teammate, on his impressive drive today.
Yeah.
True that.
Yeah, that was nuts from Brian.
That was epic.
Actually, going from the heights of pole to doing the DC issues and then getting relegated to the back of the grid. Ooh.
And then finishing P6 on top of that. I mean, it's literally best. I don't know. I don't think there's a better result for you guys there.
It's got to be like the D2 drive of the year.
Oh, quite possibly is, to be honest. I mean, it's definitely going to be something to look back on as we head into the last week of the season. Misano, how are you feeling about Misano?
Misano is next Wednesday, right?
Yeah, it's a week from
December 10th.
Yeah, and 12th.
Yes.
Yeah, 10th.
Oh, I will be there. I know that. I know that already. I'll be there. Work schedule works out, boys.
Yeah,
it sounds like a good track.
All right. Well, yeah, Matt Higgs, of course, you already gave one shout out, but before I send you back, any more shout outs for anyone else?
I can't forget my madhouse, guys.
Oh, you can. That's okay.
Kelvin, Jeff, don't hate me. You can hate Diego too. I blame him.
All right. Well, there we go. Now, usually we say blame Margin, but blame Diego's also down there. But yeah, you know what? At least we got that bit in. So congrats again, Matt Higgs.
Thanks, guys.
Welcome back to the podium once again, one more time this season. Hope to see you have a good result heading into the team final team series round next week with Misano. Hope you guys have a good battle for that team championship. It's going to be fun to watch.
Appreciate it, guys.
Have a good one.
See you later.
All right. 2 down, 1 to go because I don't see Max Diggs. What's with silver drivers not wanting to get interviewed? I bet one driver that wants to get interviewed is this man right here, Douglas Mitchell, returning to D2 and returning to his former glory without Evan Kim though. So at least he's finishing P1 now. Doug, you hear us?
I am here.
He is here. The back-to-back is back at the front. My first time formally interviewing you as a commentator. Gotta say, it's a nice feeling. I bet it's an even sweeter feeling to finish P1 by that margin.
I asked the guys if it was bad manners if I did a drive-through just to see if I could stay in P1 or not.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Send back a little bit more, will you?
No, I know, but all jokes aside, this is my favorite track, so I do not expect this to be the same results week in and week out, but despite some server issues, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely something to mention this week for sure with the server issues. One thing that Donovan and I mentioned was the fact that something like this could really, affect the driver's mentality. You come into qualifying locked in exactly at 9 p.m. Eastern, and then all of a sudden you have server issues for 50 minutes. So you seemed completely unfazed by that. Of course, we had Brian Anderson on pole position. having been relegated to the back, but you just had insane pace. I do have a question. Did you get some setup advice from your old teammate Arc in D1? Is that what happened?
The DMs were open for sure. He sent me what clearly worked like a charm. So the car was locked in. Many thanks to Arc for that, and whoever Arc got setups from, if he had any help, I'm not sure.
Wink, wink.
But,
might be me. Might not be me.
I was just gonna say.
Okay.
I
Well,
was
then,
just gonna say.
thank you, Anton.
It's me. If you
Yeah, the car was absolutely dialed, and then on top of that, I just, to your point, I really had to lock back in after the server issues, like taking off the admin hat and putting back on the driver hat, and it took a few laps to get warmed back up, and then I actually DC'd at the end of qualifying, so I had to forfeit a couple laps, which was frustrating. But yeah, I was really happy with how the race opened up. I was able to sneak under Mueller and take the top spot right off the bat, and it was just a matter of keeping it clean and staying off the green stuff, and I was pretty happy with how everything went. So a little bit of traffic at the end, which was fun, and Jason especially at the very end. But it was a good time. It was a good time.
We checked on his car, and it was definitely damaged to an extent. But yeah, we were talking about your move in turn 1. That was I don't think there was a better move.
Clean.
Not just all race, but all season. It was clean for sure.
That was insane, actually.
Yeah, my car was like fighting for grip, and I was like, I'm just gonna stick it, and if it's either all or nothing here, I'm either gonna spin or I'm gonna get this move done. And the car hung on, and I was able to slip underneath him, and it was very rewarding. So I was literally cheesing when that happened. So, I was worried that I was not going to be able to get past that Nissan, but it obviously it happened pretty quick. So.
Yeah, it's a tough car to pass, but even more difficult to pass on a straight line is your car. So I guess it was like the equal challenger for the fight. So I can hear in the tone of your voice that you're quiet. So I imagine the baby's asleep. It's quite late for us. Yeah. We do finish a little bit earlier than this. So gonna wrap up this interview, as a lot of us are tired. A lot of us in the chat are probably hanging on by the skin of their teeth. So Doug Mitchell, race winner for the first time this season in D2. Any shouts before we send you back?
Shout out to the sponsors, shout out to the staff, and a shout out to everyone that shows up week in and week out to drive and watch. We wouldn't be a community without you. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Doug. We're going to send you back. Have a great evening.
Likewise. Thanks, guys.
There goes the admin hat of Doug Mitchell, diplomatic as ever, something that Jason Allen isn't. But I'm kidding. Just a little bit of banter here and there, Anyway, we see Brian is in the chat saying hello. Hello to you as well, sir. Absolute insane. Yeah, the race.
Insane.
I would drag you into the chat, but we got to wrap this up, guys. It's getting late. Anyway, we got one more race to go. It's going to be Misano, Donovan, Riley. It's going to be an absolute blast. Hope to see Mr. Greer back on track for the final race of the season, heading into the new year 2026 is going to be more SRA action as it stands at the moment. So prepare for season 17. But before that, we have the final race of season 16. There are 2 championships yet to be wrapped up. We have the drivers and the team championship. It's going to be close as ever. Of course, I have been Anton Rushevich. With me joined today, of course, Donovan Colton, as always, and a surprise guest appearance from driver Riley Greer in D2. Boys, thank you so much for joining. Yeah, thank you for joining. Any last words before we end the stream?
No, I'm looking forward to Misano. That's really it.
Yeah, and I'm just glad we got we got to have an exciting race after all. I guess Riley wasn't fortunate enough for that, but from my point of view, yeah, it was nice to have a exciting race after some difficult situations in qualifying.
Abso-friggin-lutely. I am absolutely ecstatic to have seen some racing. I mean, I was surprised to even see how much racing there was at Brands Hatch at a track like this with the night conditions. But I gotta say, I don't think I could have asked for a better race, to be honest. So, boys and girls in D2, if you're watching this, hats off to you. That was amazing. And yeah, we will see you next week. I have been Anton, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening.